I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, Black Friday to all across the Delaware Valley. Hope your Thanksgiving was beautiful and where you just ate and drank and hung out with family, and hopefully it was a very blessed one for you guys. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by Rite Aid, RiteAid.com, your nearest pharmacy. All the scripts you need, flu shots, anything for the house, last-minute items, always at Rite Aid, RiteAid.com, your neighborhood pharmacy. All right, so Thanksgiving, we all watched. It's amazing, right? We all watched football. And, you know, it was bad football, right? Like, Bears-Lions was good. We'll get to that in a moment. But Giants-Cowboys, Cooper Rush against Drew Lock. And this is what's sick, is that we all watched it. Like, the whole country, right? The whole free world watched Cowboys-Giants, and we all learned that it's bad football. But bad football is still good football. So what it is what it is. We all learned who Shabuzi was, right? Like, I had no idea who Shabuzi was. I'm sure JP and VG knew, but I had no idea who Shabuzi was. I went, Shabuzi. All right. And then I clicked off the halftime show. Get the hell out of here. All right. I just want football. And then we watched Dolphins and Packers. And here's the takeaway. The Lions can be nasty, and I think it's pretty obvious. However, they're vulnerable. And we know how bad Eberflus flused that game up. I mean, it's now an adjective, right? You Eberflused that game. I mean, or it's a verb. Are you kidding me? He screwed that thing up 7 ways from Sunday. Hell, you get the pass interference. You're in field goal range. So right there, you're going to tie the game. And his play calls made no sense. He's used to timeouts. The time management was horrendous. On Thanksgiving Day, and I think about this, right? The whole world watches, right? I mean, you know, our whole country watches that game, watches football on Thanksgiving. We all do, like all families. And so Eberflus flused up in front of the whole country. Like, it's the ultimate, that Southwest Airlines commercial where it's like, take me away. Dude, you screwed up. Like, everybody knows you messed up, dude. You messed it up. And you're going to be fired at the end of the year. Like, part of me feels for the guy, and the other part of me is angry because if the Bears are able to at least kick the field goal, go to overtime, who knows? Maybe the Lions upset the Lions. They had all the momentum. The field was tipped in their favor, especially after when the game started. The Lions looked unstoppable. And then the next thing you know, their offense started to sputter a bit. And this gives us hope here in Philadelphia, right? That would have been nice to get the game because I still want home field. I still think they're a different team out of the dome. But they show to be vulnerable. Green Bay's good. I still don't think they're a great team. Their defense is great. There are plays to be made. The Miami O-line is bad. right? And still, I thought Tua made plays in the pass game that, first of all, they're not going to be able to stop. If the Eagles play the Packers, they're not stopping Saquon, and they're not stopping AJ down the field. Devontae, they're not doing it. Well, we'll learn about the Birds again. Look, I thought they passed that test. They played a really balanced, very good offense in the Rams. I put a lot of stock in the Rams game. The fact is, as after the first 2 drives, they shut down the Rams 3 straight 3-and-outs. I got to tell you, I was impressed. Now, obviously, the Ravens are one of the elites of all elites. So the defense gets another test, and a different one with Lamar and King Henry. Different style. But look, they did it to the Rams. So I don't know. I mean, I think, again, do I think it's a tough game? Yeah. Do I think they probably lose? Probably. But only because you can't win them all. Right? Like, logic says you got to go down once. I don't think Pittsburgh beats them. Carolina's not beating them. And you just watched the Cowboys. Are you kidding me? Washington's on the other side of it now. They had that hot streak. They got exposed. They're not beating the Eagles. So I guess, to me, they might finish 14-3. There has to be a third loss. I guess it's Sunday. But I'll tell you one thing. They're every bit as good as Baltimore. And we'll get to see it on Sunday, so we're looking forward to it. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Let's meet the crew. Good morning, fellas. VG, JP, Andrew Frazier.
Buenos dias.
Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Great song. I love that song.
Shabuzi.
He's not bad. I'm into the Shabuzi.
I don't know how he
So
moved around.
Dominican-
His jeans were so tight. Barely moving them joints.
It's all about the bell bottoms. All right. Maybe not the tight jeans, but I do like Shabuzi.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm into it.
You're a Shabuzi guy?
Yeah.
You like the country?
I'm not a country
Oh, isn't
guy.
that a country song?
It's like more like pop country.
Yeah, my niece likes it too, Dominican. She knew about Shabuzi.
It's catchy. It's not my
She
thing, but it's catchy.
she was singing the
Yeah.
what
I
is-
thought he was
what-
all right.
what is it?
Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Yeah, doing shots of whiskey.
I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Shots of whiskey.
I'm not a country guy. I'm
me
sorry.
neither.
I work for Philadelphia. I don't know. I was still like East Coast. Philadelphia was
I don't know,
a city.
cuz those
Like, we
country
were city-
concerts.
I know. But listen, I didn't realize that there's more country around here. I was shocked.
It's a weird thing, man.
It is weird.
I'm like, I bust my friend's stones. Like, when did you guys become like?
I know, like boots.
guys.
Like, I don't know.
used to
I
listen
think
to
of
hip hop in
country.
high school.
Like I think of country. I think of Texas,
Yeah.
right?
Cowboy
Tennessee,
Oh,
you know, like Georgia. Like I think that's country.
You go up in
I didn't think Philadelphia was country.
You going up in my neck of the woods where I grew up in Doylestown? There's a bunch of boys wearing cowboy hats around there.
Yeah, but like, where'd their accent come from? We talk like hoagie. Like we don't talk your boss. Like that's Dallas.
I always wondered why.
It's an interesting dynamic.
Like it's weird. No,
I think
I don't know. Like listen, there's nothing wrong. I don't care what you are, right? You identify as a country man. God bless. But I don't understand it. Like we have this Philadelphia. Like we're a cosmopolitan city. Now we have our idiosyncrasies and our accent. Our accent is an accent. It's not a country. We're not country.
That's what they want to live as.
I can't relate.
I can't either.
I don't get it at all. And most of my friends are all in on it. Too.
They're in on it?
Like from high school? Yeah. They love,
Really?
They go to this, was it the Barefoot Fest in Wild? There's like 100,000 people down there. Wow.
Yes,
it's
I
all
heard it.
country.
That's
Yeah, the
crazy.
Barefoot Festival.
Yeah.
There were 100,000 people. Where did that come from? It's crazy.
Beats me, cuz.
I don't know. Listen, when it comes to pop culture, I'm so out. All right?
I'm out of the pop
I am. I know nothing. I can't front about it though. Like I can't act like I know what I'll never do that. Whereas, some people they act like they're in on everything. I'm not honestly I'm not interested in it. So it doesn't matter. So I don't know Shabuzi.
Cuz
I
does
can
the
care less
Shabuzi now.
about Shabuzi. I'm barely a music guy. You know that.
Because just open a MySpace page.
Yeah, right. Well, it's different though. The track I get. But I don't care about pop culture trends and
Yeah.
TikTok dances.
It's like cosplay a little bit, the way.
Yeah, I don't like that
But they'll dress up like they're like coming off the ranch.
Well,
Yeah.
They
got the kickers on. And
I don't get
Living in
that.
South
You know what
Philly.
the greatest is like this is a tale of the difference between VG and I. So tell them what you guys did.
Oh, well, it was we bond as a family, keep my mom entertained. So
Which is beautiful.
We did some TikTok, some dance trends.
I loved it. It was some good stuff.
Dance trends on the Gautier song and the Yeah song of Maps. So yeah, we did a little
Oh,
dance.
that's nice. No, like the fact that you had your niece.
Publish it, they get excited, we get 400 views.
I mean,
They're all
that's
happy.
cool. That's a cool thing to do. Your mom, you entertain your mom. Like that's what families do. Like it's so my family, we did the same type of thing. We didn't put it on TikTok, but we did the same thing. We were at my sister's house,
Okay.
and it was my four, right? Anthony, Massimo, and my wife Tamara, and my sister's four, and she's got a boy, Joseph, and Mia came home from UConn.
Right.
You guys know.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
She's an intern here.
Yep.
And my cousin Joey, and his wife Karen, and my niece Domenica. So who's a lawyer? So we were all together. So we had to entertain each other, right? Like so. Of course. So my cousin is getting the kids. First, we do an arm wrestling tournament. Right? So we get the tournament. Yeah, a whole tournament.
Sounds like
First,
good time.
it was my Anthony versus Joseph, my nephew.
Oh my God.
And so Anthony's like a freaking beast.
Yeah, he is.
So then he's like, I want you, Daddy. And Joey's like, get him, right? Like so. So he and I arm wrestle. Now we're right hand, like I'm right handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I beat him right handed. I mean, I gotta tell you, I was like, damn, right? I only have a few like years, if not, right, until he beats me. So he's like, let's go left handed because Anthony is a bit ambidextrous.
Oh, yeah.
And sure
Like
enough,
us?
I had to lift my elbow up to beat him, which is a
That's
violation.
a violation.
Yeah.
Off the table.
Yeah, off the tail violation. Oh, it was great. Then we started doing the wrestling, sumo wrestling, right?
It's like the Cuz Olympics.
Yeah. So Joey moves the table, and then he's got like a blanket, is the ring.
Yeah.
And you have to push the guy off the ring,
Oh, man.
off the blanket. So then we were like, meanwhile, like, and the girls are in the kitchen, like they're doing their thing, and we're just breaking stuff, right? The whole thing, acting crazy.
It's like the Festivus feats of strength.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly it.
It was so ridiculous. It was great. So Massimo, he's sixth grade. He's a little bit younger, and we have this. They're battling him and Anthony and Massimo battle all the
Oh,
time.
the sibling battle.
Yes. So the Uncle Joey says, all right, here's how we're going to settle this.
No.
He ties Anthony's arms behind his back with his belt.
Oh, man.
All right. So he gets to fight Massimo in the ring, in the wrestling ring, on the wrestling mat, without using his arms.
Oh, man.
So, of course, it starts, right? And he's nasty, right? Because he's big. And he's fighting with his shoulders and going after his shoulders. And then Massimo punches Anthony in the jewels. And that was it.
Oh,
man.
that sounds like a Moss move.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we were like, yo, same thing.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't hit another man in the jewels.
No.
That's not right.
Especially man with his hands tied behind his
Yeah,
back.
he's got no
that's-
hands.
Yeah, I mean, you
total
go right for the
violation.
jewel. He went, well, that's the weak spot. I was like, dude, you can't go
Man.
jewels.
yeah.
Oh, my God. We had to stop the fight. The whole thing. The DQ.
Does Tam see any of this?
No, she's in the other. She just thought. Yeah, actually, she did. She watched the hands tied behind Anthony's back. She's like, "You guys are nuts."
Can you imagine walking
What's
into that
wrong with you
scene?
guys? Well, that's what families do, right?
Yeah.
When we were kids, we would play like goal line knee football. Like, you ever play knee football?
I love knee
Yeah.
football. Yeah.
You ever play knee football?
I never played.
I don't even know what that is.
Nah.
You don't know knee football?
Never played it.
Did you guys have like brothers or cousins?
Yeah, I
or
got an older
Nah.
brother.
Males?
cousins.
Like if you're stuck
Yeah.
in the
Not in this
house,
country,
like,
but I know what you're trying to say.
All right, so you basically have a pillow's the ball.
Pillows the ball. Okay.
And then you have to get past a certain line, which is the goal line. It could be the couch, right? Or you can put we used to make it like a goal line.
Yeah.
And you have to keep the other guy from getting to the goal line. Like, and it could be like 3 or 4 of us.
Okay.
And it's just, it gets not. You're right.
Everybody's on their knees.
You have to stay on your knees.
Yeah.
I figured that one.
So you're running on your knees.
Yeah, you have to go on your knee. You're carrying the ball. And it's, you jump and tackle each other.
We did
almost like an Oklahoma drill, kind of, no?
Yeah, a little bit, but you're on your knees.
Right.
And you got, you slap it at the pillow.
That sounds like a good time. That sounds like a good time.
Oh, it's great. Like, you're a kid.
Oh,
like, this is what I'm talking. Like, that's what we did.
You're at a Baldy Christmas, and I'm at like a Jared McCain Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, but again, you had your niece and you're entertaining your mom. We have 3 boys, right? Joseph's a senior in high school, Anthony's a freshman, and Massimo's 6th grade. So, and then you got me and my cousin who are,
Yeah, I don't know how you I can't keep my nephews off the phone. They just zone out on their phones. Your boys not on the phones are in with these feats of strength.
Oh no! Yeah, no, they have to be. I take them. No, I take their phones.
That's kind of
no,
smart.
man, you gotta be on the feats of strength. You got.
Especially family time like that.
Yeah, that's important.
You know,
Yeah,
it's important.
and then we watch Rocky.
There you go.
Can you imagine
great
if
Thanksgiving.
God forbid something happened, you got to go to urgent care, and you're telling me we're sumo wrestling in the living room.
All right, what happened?
Should have put that on TikTok.
Because what happens is we should have. You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm not a TikTok man in that sense, like showing family time. Family times it's sacred. You're not supposed to share that.
Cousin
Don't need
not
that
doing
Unless
the
you're doing it on
trends.
purpose, like he's doing it on purpose. It's nice.
Oh yeah, dude, total violation. My sister would not partake in our dance routine, but then she's recording us doing it to share and show people, like making fun of us a bit. Total violation.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you can't video, you can't record us
That's
doing
violation.
this.
And by the way, you got to
Trying to share this to
participate.
show people. Yeah, you got to
Yeah, that's
participate.
not right.
Everybody's got to participate. It's family.
It's a family
That's
performance.
the beauty of the family.
Exactly.
Is that you do stuff like that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be goofy.
100%.
Yes. And you're hanging out, and then everybody. It was a great night. Like we just love being together, right? And
Yeah.
again, we watched a little bit of while we were doing the arm wrestling. We watched Over the Top. You know Over the Top?
No, what's
No.
over the top?
You don't know Over the Top?
No.
No, man.
Oh my gosh!
We're learning
us today,
today.
cuz.
Dude, Stallone,
Yeah, I never saw it.
the arm wrestler movie.
Oh, I
I didn't even know that was a
I
thing,
didn't-
to be honest.
I didn't know the title of it, but I knew there was an arm wrestling
Yeah, Stallone did an arm wrestle. It's terrible, but it's great bad. It's great bad movie.
He had a run of bad
That's
movies,
insane.
right?
Oh yeah, horrible movies. But like it was funny, so we had it on because we were doing the arm wrestling, so we put on Over the Top.
He does like serious face.
and my kids and like Moss was going, "What's that? I could beat that guy." It was hysterical. But then we nestled
man.
in, and because all the families have to watch something. So we had a football game on and everything else, and then we watched Rocky. So then we decided
Love
to,
that, cuz.
and it was funny because it's always either Godfather or Rocky because the boys get indoctrinated into the Godfather, right? Or Rocky because Rocky's a Thanksgiving movie,
Right.
and Godfather's a Christmas movie,
Smart.
right?
There you go.
You want the bird? Go out in the alley and eat the bird. We forgot to play that yesterday.
I know.
You should play today. if you
Yeah, I'll
got
find it.
Yeah. And so we watch Rocky. And it's the best, man. Like, when you have, like, I haven't seen it in probably about a year or two. When you watch it again and you see Philadelphia,
Just going through
like,
his
and
eyes.
it's the best, the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, Apollo doing the news comment, it's going to be a monster movie at the Spectrum of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the greatest.
The night,
Stan Hoffman.
Yeah.
the night before when Sylvester walks the spectrum, he's like, shorts are wrong.
Yeah. Go to bed, Rocky. Jergens. What are you doing here, Rocky? Oh, the shorts,
I love that movie.
the shorts are wrong. Colors. My colors. Don't worry about it, Rocky. Just enjoy yourself. It's the best, man. No, Jergens. It's smart. The greatest is like when they show him and he's hitting the meat for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Right? When Paulie's got him in there, he's hitting the meat, and then they bring Channel 10 in there.
Yeah.
Right? It was great.
Wow, I might watch it tonight.
Oh, it was the best, right? He's in it, and then they're in their office and they're going over pay-per-view. And Jergens is saying, I have a guy in Canada can give you a tax break in Canada. And very good, Jergens. And there's Apollo. And Duke, who's one of our favorite characters,
yeah.
is watching the news.
Yeah.
And he sees, and there it is. And he's hitting the meat,
Yeah.
right?
The strong lesson.
And she's like, in the meat house with Rocky Balboa. And then Duke goes, yo, Champ, you better come over here. This guy means business. He's like, yeah, I mean business too. I gotta get business.
He's punching meat.
This
guy means business.
I mean, that's great
Punching
stuff.
carcasses. This guy means business.
Is that not great stuff?
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Oh my God, fabulous,
I love that movie.
Fabulous. What did you guys watch? Everybody had to watch a movie.
No, we had the football. We were doing a lot of talking, a lot of
Yeah.
just catching up, all the family together since the wedding. So it's a lot of catching up. We had those terrible football games on. That was rough, cuz.
Yeah, it was.
All
It
day,
was.
3 bad games.
It was. It was a shame. Like it was
Yeah.
not, But listen, it did show you the Lions are vulnerable.
Yes, they
Oh,
are.
yeah. Big
I mean, they're
time.
a great team, but they bleed. They're like Drago.
They bleed.
I'm not gonna lie. If Penei Sewell would have thrown a touchdown, I probably would have went crazy too.
Yeah.
Just seeing an offensive lineman
Yeah.
throwing a touchdown would have been
I know.
hilarious.
But listen, Eberflus completely screwed that game up.
Dude, how does he still have a job? Honestly,
Well, he
because
won't.
it's 2 games.
He won't in 2 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 months, he's out.
He looks
Black
lost.
Monday, whatever it is in the NFL.
I thought I caught a clip of him doubling down too on his
Yeah, I
decisions
heard that
at the
too.
presser.
Ooh.
What is he
A
talking
bad
about?
look.
Yeah, he's a fool. He's Eberful. I mean, really. I mean, he was horrible. How you again? You're sitting. You got a first down after the penalty, and you're in field goal range. You're in a freaking dome, and you go backwards to the 50. Like what?
Yeah, just
Crazy.
I mean, how
Makes
much, do you
no
put
sense.
man.
how much do you put into it? I mean, division games can be close games,
Yes.
short week.
Listen, the Lions are really good. We know that,
Yeah.
right? And that matchup with the Eagles, that could be that's an epic fight. That's Ali Frazier.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a great fight. Those 2 teams, because the key is the run game, right?
Yep.
I mean, the key is the fact that they can run the football.
Yeah.
And those 2, Gibbs is unbelievable. And Montgomery is the most underrated player in the league, I think.
Yeah.
He's so just consistently good. He's steady. Montgomery, he runs hard.
Yeah.
I agree with you, man. I like him a lot.
He's underrated, man. He catches the ball out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player.
Like him within the 5-yard line, he'd always scored.
I know.
I'm not gonna take anything away from those backs, but those holes that they were getting, oh my god,
Yeah,
that
they have a
line
great
is
line.
ridiculous.
Like the Eagles line.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
those 2 teams, I mean, that's it. That's awesome. That's a run fest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And even the Packers can run a little bit with Jacobs.
yeah, but Lions and Eagles, that's like old school, like '90s football to me, like physical play. Great
That
lines,
would be
running back.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited for that matchup. I
Are you
can't wait.
kidding? I agree. All right, boys. We got Z Bird today, the brain, Mikey Garafolo, NFL Network. It's our Friday injury report. We'll take a look at BG's injury with our Rothman doctors and Baldy on a football Friday. All right, tell us about some of our friends.
You got it, cuz. All right, well, let's just start off right away with our friends at Ace Hardware. Of course, they're our helpful hardware folks. But of course, it's a season where we're going to be doing a lot of grill, a lot of cooking, because obviously yesterday, full disclosure, we had the turkey right in the smoker, right in the trigger. It was awesome. But of course, the father-in-law forgot to bring wood pellets. So what did we do the night before? Right before they closed, we went right into Ace Hardware, and they were so friendly, so helpful. We got our wood pellets, and Thanksgiving was saved thanks to Ace Hardware, because that turkey needs to be smoked on Thanksgiving. But not just for grilling, but anything around the house, right? Obviously, you may have had your aunt or your uncle made that comment about something going on in the house. You may need to update. Well, Ace Hardware will be able to help that for you, including the professional to do the fixing for you. That's the best part about it. So if you have a project coming up, visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at www.acehardwarehomeservices.com to get your next project started. But listen, like we always say, Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hey, don't forget, take care of yourself and your family. Rite Aid's got some vaccines to help you out. I heard it this morning. I'm at the store. Everyone's sneezing their faces off right now. We're all indoors, and we've all been groups of people. So you can protect yourself and your family by staying up to date on your immunizations. Rite Aid pharmacists are all specially trained, certified immunizers, and most vaccines are no cost. With your health insurance or government plans like Medicare Part D, Rite Aid pharmacists can vaccinate you for pneumonia, tetanus, whooping cough, chickenpox, the highly contagious seasonal virus RSV that affects the respiratory tract, COVID-19, which is flaring up again, and the shingles, which if you had the chickenpox, you're at risk for, and shingles is a painful rash that develops usually on one side of your body and is not comfortable at all. Have questions about what immunizations you need? Not sure if you're up to date or you're feeling nervous? Just ask a Rite Aid pharmacist. There's no question too small. Just walk in or schedule an appointment Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Age, state, and health restrictions may apply. Ask a Rite Aid pharmacist for more details.
Man, the way you said that too, like we're in groups again. We need to be in groups. I never want to go back to that.
No, I feel you.
That was the worst.
Yeah, we talking about
That was the worst. Isolation.
We would see our friends on our computer, like Zoom.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. That
terrible.
COVID was the worst.
Yeah,
it was the worst for everything. Like for kids, like we're pack animals.
Yeah, no, I was absolutely terrible.
No, it just made me think of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When he was talking about we're in groups, I'm like, damn right, we better be in groups. We're damn packed.
Can't be sumo wrestling myself.
Right?
Yeah, man.
I mean, no,
arm wrestling myself.
I don't want to TikTok by myself.
Kid TikTok by yourself, man. All right. Let's go to our man. All PHLY Birds. Man, he's the best. Don't forget, it's Black Friday. Where's the book? We got the book? Get the book. Black Friday, our man Zach Berman
bookkeeper,
wrote an amazing book on the birds. So make sure you get it today, all right? Look at this thing. A curated history of the birds. So make sure you buy it. It's so well done, well written, just well reported. You're going to love it. Any Birds fan should have this book. It's Black Friday. Make sure you buy it. All right, let's go to Z Burb. Zachariah! You're muted, baby. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Shit. Okay, can you hear me now? This is good?
This is good.
Perfect. Okay, I appreciate that plug. I really do. If I can give a quick Black Friday plug, though, make sure you guys are subscribing to allphly.com. We got some really good stuff coming up on there. I have an article that will appear in a few hours diving into the Eagles linebackers. I spoke to Bobby King, the Eagles inside linebackers coach. Spoke to Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean. I have a lot in there. The premise of the story is that the Eagles linebackers are good again, and this is how they got there. So that there's some real good intel in there that hasn't been out there.
It's a great piece.
Yeah. I'll give kind of a quick preview in there. You guys might have heard the story. Vic Fangio said a few weeks ago that Howie initially saw Zach Bond as an edge rusher, special teams guy, which is where he's played in his career. Vic Fangio looked at him and said he's an inside backer. Well, actually, go back to 2020 when Zach Bond was coming out of Wisconsin, and he viewed himself as an edge rusher. Everyone viewed him as an edge rusher. He met in person before COVID with one position coach, and that was the linebackers coach for the Houston Texans at the time, Bobby King, who's now the Eagles a linebackers coach. And Bobby King spent the whole meeting talking to him about playing inside linebacker and how he has the skill set that Zach Cunningham had at the time for the Texans. And Bond's listening to this and is like, wait, no, I'm an edge rusher, right? But then fast forward 4 years when the Eagles had this idea, like a part of it was that Bobby King also had this vision 4 years ago. So there's some good intel in that story that.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I never heard that. What about Nakobe? What's the key?
Yeah.
What's that been like? The key to Nakobe unleashing them.
Yeah, so in Nakobe's case, first off, he spoke a lot about the fact that he wasn't right last year, obviously with the foot injury. He spoke about the physicality of this scheme of finally having this opportunity in there. Playing next to Bond has been huge for him, really being the voice of the defense. And this is one thing Bond told me about Nakobe. is that N'Kobe knows the other personnel in this group so well, as in particular the Georgia guys, that it allows Dean to be the quarterback of that group, and Bond can just kind of roam free. Doesn't necessarily have to worry about that. But the two of them have this article that they saw during the offseason that ranked the Eagles linebackers core number 30 in the league. And they look at it like every week, every other week, and kind of talk about that. And I think there's some good perspective from those two, from Bobby King, from Vic Fangio in this story.
Where was that piece published?
I believe it was Pro Football Focus. They just told me it was an article that they saw.
PFF.
So that's me speculating that because I looked up and I found a piece that ranked the Eagles number 30 at the time. They didn't tell me where it was from. They just said they had this article that ranked the Eagles linebacker group number 30, and that was back when they had Devin White, and they still talk about it. In their lockers are right next to each other, so something that they still talk about.
Oh my God, that's awesome! I love that.
Thank you.
It's a great piece, man, and they are. All right, what did you think of the Lions yesterday? Right? Like the whole world watches. This is what I love about Thanksgiving. Yeah. Whole world watches. What did you think? A little vulnerability? Like you look at them, they're nasty. But if Eberflus could manage anything, they could at least would have been in overtime.
You're right about that. First off, Eberflus, that was horrible at the end there. There's no rationalization or justification for that. I watched his press conference. I heard what he said. I understand the logic. It was just so poorly done. Number two here, but to your question, yeah, I thought there were drives that the Lions didn't finish in the red zone. They were settling for field goals too much. That game should have been, 28 something at halftime, just based on the way they were moving up and down the field. They had to settle for field goals. They had that turnover in the red zone that affected them. So I look at that. I still think the Lions at home are the biggest threat, but you are right. They are vulnerable. Now, we'll see how the Eagles look against Baltimore. We'll see how the Eagles look against Pittsburgh. That said, it wouldn't surprise me. The Lions have some tough games here. And it wouldn't surprise me that if the Eagles could stay hot and get at least perhaps split this Steelers-Ravens situation, win out the rest, it wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles have a fighting chance for the 1 seed.
Yeah, I'd be honest with you, 14-3. I mean, yeah. It feels like it. It feels like it, and I don't see. Listen. I like the Steelers. I like the way they play and all. But is Russ going to beat that secondary with moonballs? I
heard you say that. Yeah, I heard you predict Quinyon Mitchell getting the interception in that game.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when I get it. I don't see. You see it? The matchup?
I just think Pittsburgh's just a well-coached, tough, physical team, right? And that's, they beat Baltimore.
Well coached. They are physical.
Yeah.
But I look at the matchup. I go, listen, the Eagles are it's at home. The Eagles are tough and physical too. So
the Eagles are the better team. They're coming off the Panthers game there. It's not like that they have these back-to-back tough games when they play Pittsburgh. I'll say this: if the Eagles get the 1 seed, I think they're going to the Super Bowl. Because I don't think Detroit's coming in here and upsetting the Eagles. Now, Green Bay could be a tough out. Green Bay can play in cold weather. Green Bay can run the ball. If the Eagles are at home against the Lions in the NFC Championship game, I would take the Eagles in that game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Listen, to me, it's about where you're playing the championship game.
Exactly.
If you could somehow play them at home. Now, the only bad thing is, man, the Lions have the Niners, and the Niners look like they're dead.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And look, the Lions keep finding ways to win. And you hit on the head though about where they play. That's a different team when they're in the dome and when they're outside.
Yeah.
But if I think that unless there are roadblocks for them to stumble. If they don't stumble, it's gonna be tough for the Eagles. If they do stumble and the Eagles get that 1 seed, it changes everything.
I agree. I just think what a great game that could be, man. That's Ali Frazier in the NFC title game. If it got there, two nasty run teams, the best offensive lines in football. I mean, wow.
You're absolutely right. And,
Campbell.
yeah. And two great fan bases, too, right? Like, you
I love
get Philly and Detroit.
Lions.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, there's something that was funny. I was with Tooch yesterday watching some of the Lions game, and my buddy, and we were looking, and we were like, that blue and silver, I don't know, I love that color scheme. Like, I don't know, there's something about the Lions, you go, I like when they're good.
Yeah, and I like that they
old school.
changed. Yeah, this is a small thing. I like that they changed the number font back to kind of what it was during, the Barry Sanders days.
Yes.
What it had been in recent years just didn't seem like Detroit Lions. This number font now, the block numbers, that screams Detroit Lions.
It does. Nah, I'm with you. All right, let's talk about Sunday, Zach.
Yeah.
All right, this is it. Because to me, this is the game. If somehow they beat Baltimore, in Baltimore, they could be 15-2. So let's talk about first, injury-wise, where's Devontae at?
Yeah, good news for the Eagles. And I don't want to put too much into it, but yesterday's practice, Devontae was a limited participant. And that's the first time that he's been out there on the practice field since that Thursday game against Washington. That's a real good sign for the Eagles that he's progressing. Had he missed yesterday's practice, I would have said, nah, it doesn't look good. But the fact that he was out there at least presents a fighting chance. We'll see what happens today. The Eagles' schedule's a little later today. They practice around 2:00, so we'll have more then. But that's where they stand with Devontae. Darius Slay is still in the concussion protocol, so we'll it's kind of out of the team's hands. Keely Ringo's dealing with he's banged up. He was limited yesterday. Other than that, fairly healthy going into this game. It's really Devontae and Slay are the two guys you're watching.
What's the latest on Roquan Smith? Did you talk to your Baltimore people?
Yeah, he was limited. But he is progressing there. So yeah, there is a chance he could be out there this week.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're nasty. That's going to be a great matchup. Like, I thought the Rams are a legitimate multi-tiered offense. The only weakness for the Rams is their O-line, right? Like, that's the Rams offense. Because the Rams offense is nasty. Kyron Williams, Nakua, Kupp, right?
Yep.
Like they have it. Robinson is your third receiver. They're good. Baltimore is even better, right? Because Lamar's playing at MVP level, right? King Henry you're dealing with. And then, of course, they got Zay Flowers, I love. You got two tight ends in Andrews and Likely. They added Deontay Johnson, who's still kind of getting into the fold. So that's a nasty offense.
There's a reason why they're number one in total yards this year, right? They can simply move the ball. Todd Monken's a real smart OC.
Yeah.
He does a good job there. And you look
George.
and Lamar can beat you in so many ways. And I was saying this on the PHLY Eagles show the other day, is that Vic Fangio played against him last December. And Fangio did a good job limiting Lamar as a runner. Lamar didn't have more than 40 yards rushing in that game, but Lamar went 18 for 21 passing with 5 touchdowns. And the Ravens blew out the Dolphins. I was talking to N'Kobe Dean about that game, and N'Kobe said in a football locker room, everyone has scars, and the other guys feel those scars. And he said N'Kobe feels Vic Fangio scars from that game last year. And it's something he's like, Vic hasn't brought it up. He's like, Vic hasn't brought it up, but N'Kobe watches the film. He knows what happened there. And so I'm curious to see what the approach is. And really, when I say that the Eagles haven't seen a quarterback who can run like Lamar, the reality is Vic Fangio said this, that outside of Michael Vick, there hasn't been a quarterback who can run like Lamar, right? No. But when you add in those weapons that you mentioned, the way they utilize the tight ends, now they have Derrick Henry next to him running the ball. It is such a hard offense to stop. So the Eagles are going to have to put up points. This can't be one of the games when the Eagles say, all right, the defense is going to hold them to 14 or 17 and you can win an ugly game. The Eagles are going to have to. This is a game that Jalen, especially against that pass defense, Jalen's going to have to keep pace with Lamar.
So you walked into it. Let's go. To me, it's about the other side of the ball, right? It's about your offense. Now, the Ravens are a good run defense. We'll see about Roquan Smith. He's a big part of it. The Eagles, of course, Saquon, right? That O-line. So they're a great run offense. Where the Ravens are vulnerable is in the back end. Now,
You're right.
What do you do? Is Jalen? Because the formula's been for Jalen, not to throw it 30 times. So how's it play out on Sunday?
Yeah, I get that's the formula. I also say that you want to be an offense that that can beat you in different ways. And I understand the point, run the ball even when the other team knows you're going to run it. But this is a game I look at it and say you have a $250 million quarterback, you have a $100 million wide receiver. Let's let AJ Brown have I'll be the star of this game. Let's see Jalen find AJ and win that matchup. If Devontae's out there, the same thing. But I think the path to winning this game is with Jalen's arm and with AJ being the best player on the field.
Wow.
Are you good with that? I want to see a statement game. I just want to come out heavy Saquon and let's run it down their throats.
I mean, I'll be honest. I have way more confidence in the Eagles' run game.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, and I'll be honest with you. If you don't have that confidence that Jalen and AJ in the pass game can do it,
well, hey, listen,
then that's a problem. Then that's a problem.
All right, well, let's hold. There's a difference between saying I'm going to throw it 30, 35 times and dart you all around the field, and then saying, all right, AJ's a big, because AJ's always a big part of the offense.
Yeah.
So I know, but I'm talking about spreading the ball around. The thing that Lamar does is that he spreads the ball around. He'll get 8 different receivers the ball. Now that's not the Eagles. That's not Jalen.
It's not.
So
No.
I mean, if you're gonna throw it 30, 35 times to try to win it, can he do it? And not just AJ Brown, but if Devontae plays, Dotson, Goddard, are you doing that?
Yeah.
That's about a quarterback game. It doesn't say he can't do it, but you're asking me what I told you from the beginning. They're a downhill running team, and they throw complimentary. He's a great player. He hasn't turned the ball over. He throws dimes to AJ down the field. That works. That's a great formula. Now, you want to ask him to go be Pat Mahomes? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bet on him spreading the ball around, like you said. I mean, this offense it's like the 2012 Miami Heat, right? It's LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, right? They're not going to get the secondary guys the ball or the secondary targets the ball as much. It's going to be around the stars. That said, I think this is a game where Jalen needs to be throwing 300 yards. Jalen needs to be throwing, 20 to 25 completions. This is not a game where you look at it and say he's the game manager. Perhaps I'm wrong, and I understand the strength of a good running team is when you can run when the other team knows you're going to run. But to me, the strength of a good offense is when you can beat the team based on their weakness. So you can take advantage of what the other team does bad. And like you hit it on the head. That's a real good run defense. That's a pass defense that struggled. I would try to take advantage of that pass defense.
All right, so you have faith that he can do it. 25 completions, 300 yards in a win. Now, I've seen 300 yards when they lose because you're used to the throw. But you're saying 300 yards, 25 completions in a win.
Oh, no, I'm saying that's the recipe for winning. I'm not predicting that, though. I'm predicting a Ravens win in this game. I think the Ravens are – I just think the Ravens are the best team the Eagles have faced this year.
I agree. I'm with you. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know. In this role, Jalen's great. He works. Can he now you're asking him to be Mahomes, basically. You're asking him to be that guy who's going to win you the game with his arm. He takes off, right? Go get your first down with his legs. Throw it down the field to AJ. And I hate to say game manager. That's important to be. Goff is a game manager, right? That's important. That's how you win. So, but you're asking me to think that he's going to carry you with his arm? I don't know, man. I got doubts.
That's the test in this game. And, as I pick it, I have the Ravens winning. I think the Ravens win this game, and then the Eagles, barring injury, win out the rest of the way thereafter. I agree they're going to beat Pittsburgh. I don't like the rest. I think, Carolina, Dallas, Washington, Giants, Eagles be fine there. But I'm picking the Ravens to win this game.
I don't like hearing this, but
I hear you.
We're gonna brain come on and he's on the Ravens side.
I know
this is not great.
Well, whatever. You can't win every game. I mean, I get it.
We got a good point in the chat room with Filthy McNasty.
Yeah.
You got to do the heavy Saquon to keep Lamar off the field.
Yes.
Yeah.
I go. I run it strength against iron, sharp as iron. I want to run it. Run it.
Sharp as iron.
Yeah.
Barkley.
Yeah. Look, if I'll tell you this, if they impose their will against Baltimore, then you say they can do it against anybody in the league.
Yes, I believe they can.
That's
right.
Yeah.
I believe they can. Give me that O-line, right?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And
And
out of that line, Becton.
yeah.
Lane. All right, prediction, Lane.
And honestly, I can see that being the rallying cry, right? I can see the rallying cry for the team being like, we're going to run against their strength, and we're going to be better than them.
Yeah.
If
they can do that, then I don't know who stops Saquon the rest of the way.
That's it, brother. I like it.
No one.
Zachariah. Z-Bird.
Appreciate it, guys.
Let's
2
do it.
o'clock.
Safe trip
PHLY
down
Eagles
there.
Show, 2 o'clock.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you. Thank
2
you. Talk to you guys
o'clock.
soon.
All Eagles Show.
Yeah. And,
Zach, Bo, hanging out.
Can't wait.
Yeah. And, we got the watch party Sunday.
Yeah, tell
Garage,
everybody,
Fishtown.
guys, about it.
I'll be there.
The
Yeah.
garage in Fishtown.
Yeah, Garage in Fishtown. It's going to be a rocking place. 425, Eagles, Ravens. I mean, you don't want to miss this game. This is going to be a great game. It's probably the best game of the season for the Eagles. So why not hang out with us at Garage? I mean, why not do that?
Yeah,
I
go
like
right now to all phly.com/events. You'll see some more info. $10 get you 2 complimentary beers, and of course, in chance into the raffle. We always have good stuff because we give away club
Do have
boxes.
good prizes.
Yeah, nice merchandise. Of course, obviously Black Friday today, so you guys can get your deals on, but you can get a free one possibly come Sunday.
And a $2 beer? Woo!
There you go. I like it.
Love it.
I like it. All right. Don't forget, coming up, we got Mike Garafolo, NFL Network at 10. Baldy, Meat Locker, 10:30. My man Emilio from the Bruno Brothers is going to come in for the Meat Locker.
Oh.
He's a staple of the Meat Locker. He
There we
goes
go.
back to the original Meat Locker that we used to do it. Now it's time for the brain. Brain.
Red, the brain finder.
Brain! Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Hey, hope you everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Great to see you, buddy. How you doing?
We're good.
Good.
We're just talking about what's going to transpire on Sunday. Are you still on the Ravens?
Yeah, well, again, when it was 2.5, yeah, I like the Ravens. I thought the line should have been at least 3. I will give Anthony 2 prop bets in that game, and I may add to that. I like Saquon Barkley under 93.5 rushing yards a lot. Not a little, but a lot. Oh, yeah, under 93.5? Under 93.5 against this team?
Well,
yes.
mean, he gets you $1 a game. He's a buck man.
He's busting 7.
Let me ask you a question. Anthony. Let me ask you a question.
I know. The Ravens are
No,
the
I mean,
top
if I were to put you wrestling against your son and then put you against Andre the Giant, you say, well, I just beat my son. Would you
My
agree it's a
son
different
is like
competition?
Andre the Giant.
Oh, well, I take that one back. But you get my point. It's a different matchup, buddy. Come
I
on.
know, but wait a
I
second.
love the over.
Hold on. But here's where I go. I know the Ravens have a great run defense. I get it. But here's the thing. The Eagles' O-line could be the best in football. The right side, Becton, Lane. I mean, why do I gotta say that the Eagles lose that matchup, Brain?
And by the way, is having 20 carries for 90 yards losing the matchup?
Well, you're saying under's a lock, so I'm.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not saying it's lock. I'm saying I like the bet a lot, but I did also do. I bet
I like it a lot, but
Okay,
it's
but
not-
you're like, well, I'm just going. I don't know, man. I mean, could Barkley get 100 yards against the Ravens? I don't think it's outlandish at all.
Look, well, again, I like my chances of a team that no one's been able to run on them all year. That he's not going to get 94 yards.
Let
It's
me
a
ask you
big
this.
number, Anthony.
Brain, in your own theory, I mean, this is like the Ravens rush defense going up against Andre the Giant. Look, who have they stopped? Chiefs don't have a running back. Vegas doesn't have a running back. Dallas doesn't have one.
Don't have a running back.
Who they
Pacheco
got?
was a top running back. Stop it.
Come on. The Bengals?
Pacheco's not great.
The Bengals,
Wait,
the
but-
Commanders. All right, Brian Robinson.
Wait,
What
the
did he
Beng-
run
wait.
on them for? Let's see. Robinson ran for. Oh, he didn't even play that game. He didn't play that game. Come on.
Eckler's washed.
Yeah, Eckler's washed. They haven't faced a running back like Barkley all year.
Well,
Or an
how
offensive
many
line
teams
like
have?
this. They're facing Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
I think Pacheco is very, very good. I respectfully disagree on that, but I do like his over in receiving yards. I've been over 15 and a half receiving yards because I'm sure they're going to get him the ball.
Isaiah Pacheco
They're going to get him
in
the
the
ball.
same discussion as Saquon Barkley.
He's a Jersey guy.
No, he actually is not. He has a house on the shore, but he's from PA.
He's like a quarter.
No, I listen. I get your point. Like, I don't need to quibble about it. I get your point. My only point, and I get it, but I think that team can run on anybody. So
They may be able to. You may be right.
so
Anthony, you may be right, but
we'll see. But
I do like over receiving.
You're a math guy. Like you go percentages, you go and look, they are a great run defense. Here we just got done talking about this. I have more faith in Saquon trying to run the ball against the stout Ravens defense than I do Jalen throwing for 300 yards with 25 completions.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's the bet I'm also contemplating betting. Again, I do like his over receiving yards because I'm sure you're going to get the ball to your best player's hands. And if you can't get it to him running the ball the way they normally do, then obviously they're going to, in my opinion, try to get him more involved in the passing game because he is your best player and you want him to have the ball as many times as possible. He could obviously do that just in one catch, Saquon, but I'll be surprised if he does not go over 15 receiving yards. And Anthony, conversely, I do like Hurts over passing yards because the way to beat this Ravens team all year
In the secondary.
has been through the air. I mean, so to me, it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's that difficult of a handicap.
We had a conversation. What's the total on the BetParks app, by the way?
I'm having computer issues right now,
All right.
Anthony. I can't look it up.
Look it up, BG, if you don't
But
mind.
it's probably
51.
it's gonna be probably low 50s.
Oh.
No. Jalen Hurts is passing
Oh, all right.
yards.
Oh, Jalen Hurts is probably like, geez. See, that's a good question.
223.
They're making him most of the time in the
223.
220s.
All right.
Yeah,
We
and that
were
to me is
talking
too low.
to Zach, and Zach said to beat the Ravens, Jalen's going to have to throw for 300 yards with 25
that.
completions. And
Yeah,
I
I
go,
don't think that.
that's not who he is.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, that to me is crazy, but I think he can do it. I don't think that's what he's going to do, but I think 223, Anthony, you got to look at it like this.
Yeah,
He's throwing for
223.
223 a game against.
I like the over 223.
Yeah, I think they're going to. Even if you tell me that you think Saquon's going to run for 95 yards, you can't tell me. This is still like. I mean, I think they're going to have a lot more 2nd and 8s than 2nd and 4s that they're used to.
You're right. My only thing is, I feel more confident in the Eagles. Like that run game to me is like that. It's all about the O-line, right? The O-line
Been amazing.
is a great like. So I go. I'm not going to shy away. I know that the Ravens are a great run defense. I get it, but they're not the 85 Bears. Like I think
No.
I can run the ball with my line. So I go, I'm not backing down. This is the game plan. Nothing to do with, props and bets and all.
Of course.
This is just football. If I'm the OC, I'm not shying away from it. I'm going, go ahead, beat me, man. Let's go. Trench warfare. All right? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's the Cuz Thanksgiving all over again.
Oh God.
Well,
Yeah,
we will see again.
We were
I think
wrestling
it's
and
gonna be
arm
challenging for them
wrestling.
to do that.
Oh God.
But listen, Barkley's been amazing all year. He's been incredible, and I love the fact we get the matchup guys right of Henry versus Barkley. And I told you, Anthony, I love it when I love it when like a situation is all these GMs that it's a copycat league, and running backs are worth nothing. And while I understood that argument to a certain point, I was like, why wouldn't you pay someone really good like Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley? So happy the Eagles did. And again, now I think you're going to see people going to be like, okay, maybe we were wrong. Maybe Saquon Barkley's not triple as bad as Daniel Jones getting $40 million and he's worth 13. Maybe we should just rethink that logic. Things that are so easy. Again, Anthony, I got to tell you something. In sports, the best players play, not the best people run organizations. I could tell you that.
Well, if you were on the sidelines of Chicago yesterday, you're at least in overtime.
Have you ever?
No.
And I'm saying ever.
No,
I want you
no.
to think about, Anthony, in all your years on this earth.
No.
Have you ever seen a more unforgivable, disgusting, whatever adjective you want to use, off the charts idiotic? I mean, I'll put it this way. When I used to bitch to you about Sirianni's going for 2, going for 4th downs, not kicking field goals, what Matt Eberflus did was that on like Barry Bonds steroids. I'm talking like, I don't know how he's watching the game. Tick, tick. He still has one timeout.
Right, I know.
Just call the timeout. Say, all right, listen.
Timeout, you idiot! I agree. It was unforgivable. Unforgivable.
He defended it. He defended it. And
I know.
he defended himself. He goes, we did it the right way. How could he have a job this morning?
I don't
How
know.
could he have a job when he goes, I did it the right way?
I know.
I mean,
no. I know.
I
I'm
can't
with
take
you.
it.
I'm with you. All right, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let's go big weekend, and it's a Black Friday, okay? So people need to have money. So help them make money today. We got a full slate of college games. We got KC and the Raiders. First, the KC Raider game. You like anybody?
I bet Mahomes, Anthony, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I didn't bet the side, but I like Mahomes over. Look, Mahomes, he goes over this almost, about 60% of the time going
That's
against a
a great
bad
point.
defense. He should do it. He should do it. I think I cannot back the Raiders here, Anthony. The line's so high.
Aiden O'Connell in for Minshew.
This reminds me a little bit of Ohio State, Michigan. And what do I mean by that? I know Ohio State's going to want to spank Michigan. And I know the way the Raiders, Anthony, I've never seen a bad team chirp the way the Raiders chirped after beating them last year.
I
mean, they were like,
I thought the same
it
thing.
was like-
I'll be honest with you. I think Andy opens up a can. I think they
I think
they put up a 40 burger on the Raiders.
Yeah, because they were treating that, Anthony, like they were never going to face them again. Like, you know what? We got the last laugh. You're never going to get us back.
Flex and go, you know what? We're going to kick your ass up and down the field.
Yeah, that's what I think. Again,
I agree.
Only way I could look is Kansas City.
I'm with you. All right, great college today. Boise in the middle of it. Big Newton kickoff on Fox against Oregon State.
Big number, Anthony. But again, this is a team that obviously needs to win the game for the playoffs. Again, I think there's better games to bet than that. Oregon State's just been bad all year, but to laying that many points with Boise to me, but it is just hard. But I'll say this, Gentie's so good running the ball. And he's like, I'm not going to say Barkley, but man, I think he may be the best college running back I've seen
he's unbelievable.
since Sanders.
I
think he's really that good.
Colorado and Dion against Oklahoma State, another big fat line.
A lot of points. See, I think that's, again, Anthony, we talked about Dream Crushers. Lean Oklahoma State just because, Colorado had their whole thing in front of them, the whole enchilada. We can make the playoffs. Just get destroyed by Kansas. I think it's going to be hard to win by margin here. I just do. Again, I'm lean Oklahoma State.
Wisconsin, Minnesota, anything?
I like Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin should win this game. I think Wisconsin's the better team. I think they win this one by 3+.
Ole
I bet
Miss,
that game.
Mississippi State today.
Well, Mississippi State's just really bad, Anthony.
Yeah.
And I guess what we're learning about Mississippi is they are maybe a paper tiger. They beat up, they steal from the poor and get beat up by the rich. I mean, that to me, what they've done, they'll beat this team handily, but I can't. I mean, I'm very disappointed in them.
Georgia Tech tonight.
I like Georgia Tech.
Wow.
I like Georgia. I think it's too many
Against the
points.
Bulldogs.
Well, Anthony, I really don't think Georgia's that great, and I'm pretty confident in my take on that. I don't think that this is I know
We saw Georgia beat Miami.
Yeah, I mean, and
Georgia Tech,
yeah, I'm not saying I think they're going to win, but I think that's just way too many points. I really do.
All right. How about the Matt Rules, the Huskers, baby, against what do they got? Iowa.
I mean, look, Iowa, Anthony. Look, it's Iowa. I got to tell you, Iowa is such an interesting game. Under Ferentz, they just you look at their team, and you're always just like, I mean, they're the opposite of must-watch TV. I mean, they're just they're boring. They every time they play a great team, they get blown out of the water. Right? They can never step up in class because they're just not good enough to do that. But they just beat everyone they're supposed to beat. How can I fade that? I can't.
All right. Nebraska's playing good football now.
I know. Look, I think Nebraska is a more talented team. I think Nebraska. I want to like Nebraska, but Iowa, they just win every one of these games.
Listen, you're right.
Give them their due.
And they had Cooper DeG. All right.
Oh, yeah,
who else do you like this weekend? Go through Saturday and Sunday. Give us your best
Anthony,
Sunday.
Yeah, I think Texas A&M is very live, Anthony, against Texas. The line went from 6.5; it's now down to 5.5. And I lean under as well, Anthony. I think this would be a very close game.
Yeah.
Now I know last week A&M had a heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
And I mean heartbreaking loss. The guy dropped a 2-point conversion at the end. It was right in his hands. Would have sent it to triple overtime. But Texas's offense, Anthony, has been very blah. And their defense has been really good. I think this is going to be more of like a 20-17 lower scoring game. And I think Texas A&M gets at the dodge with the cover. I think Texas probably wins it, but I think the points are too high, and I think the over-under is too high. That's probably, and I told you I liked Wisconsin as well. Oh, and Arkansas against Missouri. That line was 3.5, but it's even at 3. I like Arkansas. I think that's a dead nuts 50. I think Arkansas is a better team. You want to give me 3 in a game, I can see like 50-50. I'm going to take it. That's what I like in college. NFL, Anthony. Look, I did play Seattle against the Jets. Now again, the line's finally caught up after 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks of taking the Jets like they're an amazing team, but they just lose. They just lose every game. I did play Seattle. I like Indianapolis, Anthony, against the Patriots, laying less than a field goal. I think that line should be at least 3. I have a team that I think it's like a 500, 8-9 kind of team against a bad team. I do like, the more I've looked into the Saints game, Anthony, I put a bet on the Rams laying 2.5. Just infinitely more trust in Stafford and those receivers to put points on the board. And I don't think, again, Kamara's really good, but he's not Barkley, and that's not the same offensive line. I think the Rams are going to feel like they got out of jail going against that offense versus instead of having to go against the Eagles offense.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I mean, those are some of the. I think Pittsburgh, Anthony, getting 3 against Cincinnati again. I don't know how that line's overrated.
They overvalue the Bengals.
I think so because again, they're comfort food, right? The teams they can throw for 400 yards is comfort food. It's fun to root for. Pittsburgh's not fun to root for, but what they do, Anthony, they play close games and they cover. I'll take 3 points in a game that I consider to be, again, at least a 50-50 game. I truly believe that. I think the Titans, Anthony, are live against the Commanders. 5.5 points against a Washington team that is really leaking oil. Titans still playing hard. I think the game will be close. Commanders probably win, but I mean, the Commanders, Anthony, if they lost that game to Chicago, they'd be on a 5-game losing skid or 4. I mean, I think the whole narrative of their season, they got away with that Hail Mary pass, but I think the Titans keep that one close as well.
I like it. Brain, love it. Listen, have
a
great weekend, buddy. You enjoy yourself.
You got it. And remember, if Saquon gets 20 yards receiving and 100 yards rushing, I still broke even, so don't bust my balls on Monday.
Nah, man, stop. Never. We love you, buddy. Thank you, Brain.
All right, I'll see you guys. Have a great weekend.
There it is, the Brain. Brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook Online Casino app. Let's talk about it. So listen. When I tell you about the Bet Park Sportsbook Online Casino app, It's right there for you, right at your fingertips. This weekend, right? It's a great football weekend, right? All the college games we talked about, the NFL today, college tomorrow. It's rivalry weekend. Michigan, Ohio State. Ohio State's going to crush them tomorrow. Like they will annihilate Michigan tomorrow, especially after last year. And of course, all the NFL on Sunday. Your hockey, we got Flyers. Your Todd, TV Todd is in the house. He's going to the Flyers today. You can bet the Flyers against the Rangers all you want. And like VG does, he plays the Baccarat and the online blackjack with the live dealer.
Live dealer rules. I actually just bet Colgate today, too. Versus Appalachian State, Colgate -1.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I'm the trash man.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. All right. Well, listen, enjoy a festive holiday weekend of sports with the BetParx Sportsbook online app. And don't forget, when you do play the casino, if you're down in your first 24 hours, you get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. You just got to be in PA, New Jersey, Ohio, Michigan, Maryland. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetParx.com has all your details. All right, now let's talk about Golden Nugget Jewelers. Look, Black Friday, jewelry, women. If you have a woman in your life, you need to know a jeweler. You do. All right? You got to get a jeweler. You got married, JP. You need a jeweler. VG's been married since he was 12. You got to have a jeweler.
You got to have a jeweler. Sometimes you say something stupid. I got to make up for it. Go see your own.
Emilio knows. He'll tell you. He's been married forever. All right? So here's the deal. If you find yourself like, what do I get her? Just go to Golden Nugget Jewelers, 8th and Chestnut, on the other corner, right? It's right there on 8th and Chestnut in the heart of Jewelers Row. So just check it out. And Yaron is the guy who owns it. He's a friend of mine. So you walk in, ask for Yaron. He's going to take great care of you. All right, diamond earrings, the bracelets, all the stuff, the pendants that they love, you're hooked up. And if you met that special somebody, you're going to love going to Golden Nugget Jewelers because Yaron will hook you up with an incredible diamond ring, give you the whole education, right? The 3 C's, the carat, the cut, the clarity. He'll explain it all to you. Get the setting, work within your budget. I'm telling you, he'll be your jeweler for life. Golden Nugget Jewelers, right in the heart of Jewelers Row in Center City, 8th and Chestnut, goldennuggetjewelers.com. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Now, joining us, we love him, South Philadelphia's own, as we are brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. TrueMark.com/PHLY to find out the credit union difference. He is from the NFL Network, the great Mike Garafolo. Michael!
What's up, Anthony? Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Black Friday to you.
Well, where are you?
I am at our shore house right now. So we're making our way down the East Coast. I'm going to Philly probably later today. I'll be in Baltimore on Sunday. And then
I was wondering if you're down already because I thought we had.
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me know.
We got to put the Christmas tree up, and nobody can find the damn base for the Christmas tree. So,
dude,
yeah,
the base. You know how many times I lost the base of the Christmas tree?
No.
I'm 100 times. I have like 4 bases. I'm a baseball diamond. I have 4 bases. Baseball.
Do you lose?
I'm like Simpsons Bank Park.
Do you lose the pieces inside?
Yes.
The screws.
The
You're always missing a
the
screw.
tree. I'm looking around. I'm the
worst.
This weekend is a decorate weekend.
We have so we have a skinny tree for up north in Hoboken because everything's tight in that house. And we've got more room here. So we put our bigger tree here. And I got a feeling that in the bags that I took up that supposedly had the skinny tree, I got a bad feeling the base is in there.
Yeah, skinny tree's tough, man. You know, because it's not. You need to have something. You need something fits. But you like the majestic.
Well,
tree.
we put the big tree up there, and then we'd have to take the table out, and it's like, what are we doing? So thankfully this house is more.
So you bought the Skinny Joey tree.
Skinny Joey tree. Is he still giving away? Turkeys? He gives bikes away.
Yeah, sure.
Is he
Come on,
giving
man.
picks away
He
still or
always
no?
does it. Yes. Yeah, picks.
Okay, good.
Turkeys. Joey gives everything away. It's the best.
Gotta have winners.
All right. I got to ask you. I mean, yesterday, what the hell is Eberflus? And then he doubles down. What is he doing, man?
Well, he's on a call right now with the media. So he's still employed right now.
The video is still on. See? Video's
And
on. You have it on mute here.
okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting a bazillion texts right now. Hold on, what happened? Okay. So yeah, Giants are it's all Giants related right now.
Oh, Giants. Yeah. Well, after yesterday.
Yeah, they're still everybody's still employed. Everybody's still employed, ladies and gentlemen. If you're wondering.
We were.
Eberflus, I don't know. You take the time out, excuse me, get regrouped. You can, you'll have time, spike it, just even if you're short of the sticks, you'll have time to get everybody out there and have them run out there. But like these guys don't want to hey, I screwed up. My bad, I screwed up. Yeah, it's not gonna. Your fate's gonna be determined either way here. And the Bears don't usually fire in season, so I'm not surprised that there's nothing today. So I would say, through the end of the season, and there's a change there.
Yeah, you're right, guys. They feel like they can't admit when they made a mistake, and all you got to do is say, thinking about it, I probably should have went a different direction. That's all. You don't have to say I was wrong. I made a stupid call. Like you just gonna say, upon further review, I probably should have done it differently. That's it.
But to me, it was a great call by Nance and Romo as that was going on to hear them talk about, they knew in the moment you got to take a timeout. You saw guys on the sideline. You saw offensive linemen right after the play on the field were like, let's go. And then the guys on the sideline are going, let's go, snap the ball. And it wasn't until maybe a couple of seconds before the snap, you could see Eberflus up on the sideline, give a let's go here type of deal. So, you got a sack to me. It takes so much time because your quarterback's down, your offensive liner, guys are coming from here. You got to reset. Where's the ball being spotted? More so than just, let's say, a short pass. You catch the ball, everybody's running up like that. You got to understand when that quarterback goes down to the ground, we're talking 20 plus seconds before we're set and snapping the ball.
Yes.
I guess this morning at the press conference, he acknowledged calling timeout was the right option, the right decision after the sack, after he and Thomas Brown watched the last drive together this AM.
Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, you actually had to rewatch that track.
He's I like Matt. Matt's a great guy. I think he's a really good defensive coach. He's got four or five games left as a head coach, I believe, and they'll be making a move.
Yeah. So what's your takeaway from the Lions? Then we'll get the other games.
I was actually that's not their MO. I saw Dan Campbell in the post-game locker room talk to these guys about, we're gonna rate the wins now. That's how we do it. Because when you get this many wins, it's like, okay, that wasn't our best. But it's really hard to win in the NFL. And I understand all that. I do. I would be, if I were him, coming out of that game, high alert, 4-minute offense, playing with the lead, especially because that's how their season ended last year, right? Like you can't have that kind of performance in the playoffs and expect to come away with the victory. You're playing the Bears in that situation. So that to me would be the big focus as I'm coming back there. And they're so mentally tough, excuse me. That would be my main focus there from the Lions. It's that time of year. 4-minute offense is extremely important.
Yeah, it is. And you know what's interesting? The whole world watches Dallas and the Giants, and it was like I took a special glee in watching those two. Like it's Cooper Rush against Drew Lock on Thanksgiving Day, Michael.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have questions about some of
the to Cooper Rush, baby.
The Giants were thrust into the Germany window with the Panthers in a game that, when the schedule came out, I was like, that's not going to be a competitive game. At least one way, not going to be a competitive game. And then into this window as well. Yes, I know. Sorry.
That's all right. You got to work. You got to do your job.
We're just trying to straighten out, see if there's anything coming in here in East Rutherford. Does not seem like that's going to be the case. At least not today.
Is he going to get fired, Dable?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you for sure. My hunch would be that I know John Mara, when he made the midseason proclamation that he doesn't expect changes, certainly envisioned that these guys would continue. It's been bad. That was a better performance. Like, if they had the same performance yesterday that they had against Tampa Bay, where they were just completely flat, I think that would have spelled incredible trouble for those guys. So, you know, I believe I know Joe Shane and Brian Dable were a package deal when they were hired. I believe that those guys are going to be allowed to continue, but it's going to depend on. Listen, go back to Joe Judge. Joe Judge was going to be safe, and then girls, up, please. Thank you.
You sound like me. Boys.
All right, you can play here. Shut the door. Time out. Sorry.
No, do what you got to do. Listen, he's like the Godfather when the kids are playing in the office.
Thank you.
Remember Godfather, Emilio, when they're playing in
I swear to God, 15 minutes ago, everything was fine. And then everything, hell broke loose on my phone.
Dude, listen, that's life. I got my two animals. I know exactly. You know?
Yeah, so Joe Judge was going to be safe that year. He was. And down the stretch were some of the most uninspired. Remember the sneak on 3rd and 17?
Yes.
With the wing T type of formation or whatever it was.
Yes. Yes.
If you get some of that, you know, I think he's coaching for his job in some sense. But they're already out on the road scouting quarterbacks. They were at the Colorado practice the other day with the general manager and members of the front office there. Yeah. And at this point, you got to Quinn Ewers is going to be in this draft as well. He'll be talked about. Cam Ward as well. But this class is not being talked about as anywhere on par with last year's class.
No.
But I think if you're the Giants, and
I like Cam Ward. I'm not a big Miami, but I like Cam. I think he projects. I think Shador projects. Yep. I think both those guys could actually be decent NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I think Ewers, if you're the Giants,
I think he's a little bit more of a project.
But if you're the Giants, I think you got to take the swing of Shador and the upside there and the excitement. Like this franchise just needs a shot in the arm.
They're dead. They feel like a dead franchise. And I was shocked. I'll be honest with you. I like Dable. I know him a little bit through Sean and in Buffalo, and I liked him. I thought he was a bright guy. I think their issues were really GM and not coach.
Their issues this year, you're saying?
Oh, throughout his tenure.
They've got pieces in place, though. Like, you look at, I mean, they've got edge rushers. They've got Dexter Lawrence, who's probably going to be out for the rest of the season.
He's an offensive guy without a quarterback.
Oh, well, I
mean, that's
rewind
the tape down to it, you know? And
rewind the tape, go back a couple of years ago. You got to do whatever you got to do to get Saquon Barkley done, and you franchise tag.
Yes.
And I understand that their lean was, let's get the quarterback done because that's what's most important in this league. He hadn't shown you enough to warrant that type of treatment at that point. Yeah. So I think that's where they made that mistake. To me, he was not the guy that this regime would have drafted 6th overall. So it's not like they were beholden to that. It was their own regime. He just, that's why I said, like, Shador would be a break from everything, right? You've got Eli, you've drafted Daniel. You thought he was Eli part 2. He just didn't have the makeup that Eli had. And now it's time for something different. It's time for something fresh.
I agree. Now, the other side of the side, the other sideline, to me, the most overrated coach in the history of the NFL. I don't understand him. Ooh. I hate him, McCarthy. I don't like anything that he does. I disagree with everything he does almost like on a game-by-game basis. Yet he keeps getting a vote of confidence from Jerry. What's that about?
This is where I leave you, right? This is where we disagree. I think McCarthy's a really good head coach.
Do you? He had
do.
Aaron Rodgers all those years. And let's remember, the year after the Super Bowl when they win it, he's got the 1 seed Who beat them? You covered the game.
Yeah, they were flat that game. They hadn't played in like a month because he gave them, I think, the last week off.
Yep.
Then they had the bye week, and
then last year,
the Giants were hot coming into that game.
Last year, home playoff game again, and they get riddled, destroyed by the Packers.
Yeah. Still wins 10, 12 games a year. You know what I mean? And I let me hold on.
Prescott and Lamb, I would win it to Parsons.
I'd flip that on you, though. You'd say, oh, he had Aaron Rodgers for all those years. I would tell you Aaron Rodgers had him for all those years. And where were the results? Because now you're seeing, huh?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is 1,000 years old now. I mean, you can't judge that now, bro. Come on, Mikey.
Okay, we'll go back a couple of years when they had him at home against Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship game, and he missed a couple of throws late in that game that he should have made. And
I saw that dude. That dude was a great player. Like Rodgers, great. He was a great quarterback in his day.
And some guys don't win when they need to win. Like you're putting it on the coach. I'll say the quarterback has a big hand in it as well.
I don't think he's good. I mean, we definitely disagree.
He might have and guess what? He's got a guy right now that you'd say the same thing about that quarterback as well. So
I like the coach now in Green Bay way better.
I like Matt LaFleur a lot. Yeah.
I like way better.
Really good. They've had great coaches.
Knows offenses. As much as the other guy's supposed to be an offensive genius, he's to me a fake Andy.
Who? McDaniel?
McCarthy.
Oh, McCarthy. Fake Andy. No, I disagree. I think you get Mike McCarthy as your head coach. You know you're in competition for the division title pretty much every year, not this year.
All right. Well, yeah, we definitely disagree. So what happens? He stays? You think he deserves to stay?
I think he might stay, and I think he does deserve to stay. Yeah, because I don't. Wow. Who are you going to hire?
I'm good with that.
Look at this class right now. Now, I would say, let me back that up. Who are you going to hire if you're the Cowboys? Because the Cowboys are not going to hire Spags. A bunch of teams should. They're not going to hire Spags. They're not going to hire Anarumo. Now you're going to the bell of the ball is
what
Ben
about
Johnson.
Todd Monken?
Good offensive mind, man. Good offensive mind. We'll see. Yeah, but what if you got the bird in the hand?
Go to the guy in Detroit.
Careful. All right, careful.
Well, I that's why I didn't put him first.
If you're telling me that these are my two options, right? Go down the whole list. Stack McCarthy up against these guys. He's going to win most of the time. I'm telling you that right now. This is not a great head coaching field that we're looking at. I also we can go deep on the hiring processes of head coaches for the entire NFL and all the mistakes that are made across the board. There are good head coaches out there. I'm just saying this is not the class where you go, oh, there's 3 or 4 surefire guys that are going to get you to the playoffs. Now go back. I mean, Spags should have a job. Lou Anarumo should be under strong consideration for a job as well. Yes. But these are the older defensive guys that they skew against. They want to go with the young.
And those guys win. Like second time around, they're
the longest tenured head coaches a couple of years ago were Pete Carroll, Mike Tomlin, and Bill Belichick. All defensive coaches. Okay. Yep. And Andy Reid's in that, obviously. And Andy's an anomaly. Andy's just phenomenal at what he does. And I haven't looked at the coach of the year numbers lately, but the fact that he's only won one in his entire career should be absolutely. You guys got it?
No, it was funny because he just texted me and I just showed him VG. I go look at Big Red because I love.
Oh, Andy just texted.
Yeah, I love the guy.
Isn't he busy today?
What's that? I don't know. I mean, I showed him. He showed me. I guess he's calm before the storm. You know, sitting around. Listen,
maybe he wants some last minute, input from you, cuz with regard to the game. Baby. Tell us who's going to go off today. Ask him who's our guy.
By the way, they destroyed the Raiders today. After last year, they destroy the Raiders. This is a 40 burger.
It's going to be ugly. I mean, I had visions of a couple of weeks ago looking at this game saying, well, the Raiders went in there on Christmas and beat them last year. I'm not seeing it now.
Nah.
That's a bad roster. Like that team needs a lot of help. And I don't know. I don't know what they're going to decide with Antonio Pierce. if he does come back, it's going to be 2 years before you give him a reasonable roster to work with, and they got to get themselves a quarterback. It's just
I know. I mean, I don't know how you judge Antonio. I mean, listen, you know, you're right.
Can't.
Exactly.
Mark Davis is going to have to make a call this year and be like, well, it's just a feel. Like he's back or he's not back. It's just a feel because there's nothing tangible. The team is awful.
Hey, what are you hearing about Roquan Smith? Is he playing Sunday?
I haven't checked
right now.
lately.
I guess he practiced. It was a limited practice, so you know, I guess he's trending toward being there. But I don't know if you had heard anything.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. We'll find out as we get later today. I'm looking at yesterday's. So yesterday he was limited the last couple of days. I assumed he was going to be out there.
Yeah.
Kyle Van Noy, another DNP back-to-back days. That's a big one. I gotta see what's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, that's going to be you're going to be down there for that game. That's a great football game, man. Eagles Ravens, dude. Match it up for us.
And both teams coming off of a West Coast same stadium.
Yes.
It's funny. I talked to Cam Jurgens the other day, and I was asking him about when you're playing a physical game, you're all the way in the West Coast, and it's a night game. You're coming back from that, and he's like, "Oh man, I was trying. Oh, so brutal." Blah, blah, blah. He's like, and now they're focusing on the Ravens, and he's going, "Well, I wonder what they had last week. Oh, they had the same thing as us with 1 day less."
Yes.
So you saw what Nick did on Wednesday, backed it down, particularly for the offensive line and Saquon, and just gave him a little bit of a break there in practice. The Ravens did the same, did walk-through speed on Wednesday. So both teams got to get back up for a physical game here after a tough West Coast trip. So I guess it all evens out in the end. This is going to be some really good ball. I know Baltimore's focus is going to be on limiting the chunk runs and what they're able to do up front. They've got a lot of experience there, which is why Roquan's obviously big. Roquan can cover too as well, so he's a big part of what they do. So I know that's going to be the focus. You know, they've seen it with Derrick Henry on the flip side. Teams, the way that they scheme it to try to stop the chunk runs with him. Now they're going to have to be the ones that do it. So it's going to be a fascinating game. It's going to be cold. It's going to be some good football weather for you. I think we're in the low 30s, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's nice.
Both teams want to play physical ball.
Right? Sunset, so over the harbor. Oh, yeah. It's going to be nice.
It's a nice stadium. I like M&T Bank Stadium.
Very nice stadium.
Yeah.
Very
nice. It's a good atmosphere.
I love, I'm a hardball guy, so I love John and what they've built down there. This is going to be a fun game, man. Lamar, all right, the whole thing. It's a different challenge too. Remember, the one thing the Rams, I like the Rams' offense. But their O-line's not good. This is a different, complete offense. You got a Henry and 2 tight ends. And are they still, it's funny, Deontay Johnson looked a little bit more involved. But I'm surprised. I thought he would be a great addition for them.
There's no he's a guy that's got to get the football too. So I haven't heard much of how he's reacting to it down there. But there's no pressure because they didn't give up much for him. It was like a pick swap type deal, and they're not paying him a ton of money either. So it's there's no pressure for them to work him in, and they've got so many people. Rashad Bateman's really come on for them.
Yeah,
they signed him, so he had a weird deal. He was supposed to be a free agent at the end of the season, and then he didn't report to training camp on time last year. So he didn't get a credited season. So his contract, what they say is it told. So he had another year left on his deal. So what they did with him was they figured his production was going to go up. They gave him another year on the back end of that. So he signed through 26 and they gave him some money up front as well. So it was like a win-win for both sides just to kind of keep him happy and, make sure he was under contract for a couple of years. And he's really come on. He's had, I think he's got 5 touchdowns. He had 5 in the first 3 years combined, if I'm not mistaken. So he's become a vertical threat. You got a couple of tight ends you can throw to. You got a power running game. You got a lot to contend with on this offense.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And the Eagles offense, let's go! Saquon! Dude, he's the greatest, man. You know him well. You covered him. You've been up there a lot. You've been with him. He's such a gentleman, too. He's a great player. He's a gentleman. God bless that dude.
I was thinking about that the other day with how, there's never anything with him. There's never any nonsense. And he's had nothing but the utmost respect. I'm sure there's been things out in the media, even if it's from the team. I'm sure there's been things that he's been unhappy about. You never hear it. He does a good job of internalizing it. He's a really good interview. He's got that calm, level-headed demeanor. Some of the stuff I enjoyed the footage of him asking for the ball back or asking the ball boy, "Can you please go get that for me? Get it back," and realizing that he gave the ball away. Good job by that fan making the trade there and making sure he got the ball the other day. Yeah, he deserves everything that's coming his way. He works for it. He had a major knee injury in the past, and this is the best that we're seeing of him. So all the credit in the world to him, both as a player and a person. For what's
it was beautiful. Hello. Man. He really is. All right, my brother, listen. Enjoy putting up the tree. All right.
I just got a text during this. This was we can't do anything till you're done.
Yeah. Go take care of the family. All right. Love to the family.
Merry Christmas season, everybody. Apparently it's fun.
Mike Garafolo, NFL Network. He'll be there on Sunday at Eagles and Ravens. All right, coming up, it's our injury report with our Rothman doc and then Baldy. So we got it all coming up. But first, let's talk about some of our friends, shall we? Like Empire.
That's right, cuz. Let's talk real quick about our friends over at Empire today. Day after Thanksgiving, we had all the family and friends over at the house. And yes, I got the comment from my father, "Son, it's time to change that flooring. You had it since it's been, and you bought the house, and it's pretty old, and it's getting a little decrepit." So of course I was like, "That, don't worry. All right, I got my friends over at Empire today. They're gonna hook me up. They're the greatest people because they always have our back, especially when it comes to our flooring. You're gonna get that in-home convenience, right? Quick and professional installation, and a price match guarantee, which is extremely important because obviously they're going to have competitors just like any other business. But these competitors are going to offer you a low price, which means low quality. That's not what Empire Today does. They're only going to give you the best quality because they're only going to put a flooring in your house that they're going to put in theirs. And that's the Empire Today difference. So what are you waiting for? Schedule a free in-home estimate today. Our listeners can receive up to a $350 off discount. That's a pretty penny. Just make sure you use the promo code PHLY. Keep in mind that restrictions do apply. All you got to do is visit empiretoday.com/PHLY. That's empiretoday.com/PHLY. Big shout out to our friends over at Empire
Today.
Love it.
There it is. All right, let's talk about the Parks Casino and what's happening at Parks Casino, the epic mecca of entertainment in Pennsylvania. Street Road exit off of Ben Salem, 95 exit, the PA Turnpike. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Here's who's coming to the Excite Center. Are you ready? March 7th, Country Star, Scotty McCreery.
Just give me 5 more minutes.
January 17th, comedian Jessica Kierson. January 18th, the reggae sounds of Shaggy.
Gonna caught me on the counter. It wasn't me.
Don't forget the annual Joe Conklin Holiday Spectacular. 2 shows December 5th and 19th starring Joe Conklin and Pete Spina's City Rhythm Orchestra in Club 360 featuring Mike Baldini's annual tradition of singing the holiday hit, Dominic the Donkey.
And it's Dominic the Donkey.
January 24th, Richard Kind, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Hey, whoa, Larry.
Hey, whoa.
February 8th, Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell.
If I could, would you?
March 8th, Michael Carbonaro, the magician.
Hey, that was in my pocket. How'd you get it?
Comedian Ron White, March 21st. And country star Lee Bryce, March 22nd.
There's a rumor going around about me and you.
There you go.
Big country city.
They are. They're terrific at it. Enjoy dinner and drinks before the show. Liberty Bell Gastropub, Parksville Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. This portion of the program brought to you by Empire Today. It's your flooring at Empire. All right, now joining us we do our injury report every Friday, brought to us by the great doctors at Rothman Orthopedics. Dr. Bradford Schofield Tucker is with us today. Happy Thanksgiving, Dr. Tucker.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show. Happy Thanksgiving.
What'd you do yesterday? How'd you celebrate?
Just spent it with family.
No, did you watch a little football?
Great. Oh, all day. All day. The outcomes weren't so great being a Philly fan. All the teams I wanted to lose all won.
Now, if you were coaching the Bears, you would at least gotten a field goal and we would have been in overtime.
It was bad clock management. Real bad clock management at the end of that.
I know. We're all dying. All Philadelphia, Doc. We're sitting there going, come on, man. Come on, Bears. Because if the Eagles get home field, guess what? They can beat the Lions at the Link.
No doubt.
No doubt, Doc. All right. Today we focus on Brandon Graham's injury. And as always, you know, we have our incredible doctors from Rothman Orthopedics. They are not their doctors. We just talk about the injury and what the injury is about. So tell us what leads to a biceps tear.
So he actually injured his triceps. So
excuse me,
triceps is on the back of the arm.
Yeah.
Biceps is on the front of the arm.
Yeah, I do my tris and bis. So I misspoke.
So the biceps,
I do my donkey kicks.
The biceps pulls and the triceps pushes. So you can imagine, I mean, both injuries are rare.
Yeah.
It's more rare to tear the triceps.
That's
but
what I was
it
going
is.
to ask you, because I've heard torn biceps are not common, but I hear about them way more than the torn tri.
Yeah, the biceps is way more common than the triceps. The triceps incidence is very low, but it is higher in the NFL because you have these big bodies pushing each other, and it's a lot of pushing. And, it's more common in athletes over the age of 30. So BG, he's 36. So all that micro trauma, the triceps, like I was before the show, I was looking at his interview after the game, and it seems like he was having a little bit of pain in the triceps prior, which is tough, which probably indicated that he had a little tendonitis in the insertion of the triceps right by the elbow. And you could even see he goes like this, and you could see there was swelling here, and it almost looked like there was a little tiny defect. So it's not a good sign. He probably ruptured it completely.
Wow. Oh man. So what's the recovery like for that? Like how do you repair that?
Yeah, it has to be surgery. It doesn't heal itself. So it's done open. It's an open surgery where you make an incision on the back of the elbow and you have to reattach the tendon to the bone. Wow. So there's two ways to do it. We have these very strong sutures that are almost as strong as like a wire. And we put like we call it like a running locking whip stitch to grab. It's almost like you crochet this suture in the tendon to get a grip of it. And then you reattach the bone through drill holes in the bone or through something called an anchor, which is like a little screw that screws into the anchor, into the bone.
Damn, Doc's incredible at explaining this.
Yeah, he is.
You're great at this. Oh man, like the whole procedure, what you saw, that's fascinating. Listen, at 36, what are the odds? Like, can he come back? Is this something at that age you can do?
He can, but I mean, BG has played for 15 years so far. I mean, the defensive end is one of those positions where I think the average defensive end only plays a few years, maybe 3 to 5 years. So he's already at the end. I mean, you saw how the Eagles were using him. They were like subbing him in and out. But if you look at the average return of an injury like this into sports, it's about 5 or 6 months. So he does have a year to recover. He could potentially come back, but then again, next year he'll be 37, which is tough. It's tough. But I mean, he look at the way he was playing this year. He was in great shape. He was playing amazing. I mean, if anyone could come back, it could be him.
Doc, I mean, how about the two-hand slap, right, on the way to the sack? My God, it's incredible. Speaking of the slap and the tricep, the way he did it, damn.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I mean, he said in the interview, like I tried to look for some injury video. I couldn't see in it, but he was saying he was basically just one of the running backs was doing a pass block on him, and he just chipped him. He just BG probably just pushed him real hard, and when you're making if you're contracting your triceps and pushing at the same time, it's that high force that just caused the tendon to rupture. Because he obviously had some micro trauma just playing football for 15 years, being 36 years old.
It's so fascinating because the tendon, like I ruptured my Achilles tendon. So it's the same thing. Any kind of blunt force, if you have trauma, and then the tendon just pops.
Yeah, I mean, BG came back from an Achilles. He ruptured his Achilles back in 21.
Yeah.
And got back.
Yeah. No, you're
when
right.
was it? When did he tear his Achilles? 2021, I think it was.
Yeah. Hey, it's unbelievable. It really is. That dude, he's like Mr. Eagle. It's amazing, right?
His presence in the locker room is huge too.
Yeah. You're a sports guy, man. Did you?
Yes.
Yeah,
well, I was born in Philly and I was raised in Ocean City, so I've been a Philadelphia fan my whole life.
Well, you got the accent. He's a true Philadelphia accent. I love it.
Well, my mom is a South Philly Italian.
Did she make pasta for Thanksgiving? You always had that little pasta.
Unfortunately, she's not around anymore. But she would make pasta. Like we would always have a pot of gravy on the stove. Growing up.
That's what we did too.
Yeah.
Mine is the same thing. They were the greatest. My mom passed as well. They were the best. Doc, you're fantastic, man. You really are. God bless you.
Thank you for having me on.
What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Listen, have a great weekend, you and your family, okay?
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me again.
What a great guy. Dr. Tucker, he's fantastic. It's our Friday injury report. All the doctors, dude, are they not great? They all got good personalities. They're all local.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Philly sports fans.
Yeah. Hey, JP, go get Emilio.
I'd love to.
All right? Because it's the time for the meat locker. All right? No? We have him yet? Well, sit down. Emilio, come in here. Because
feels like a meat locker in here. It's freezing in here today.
It is cold in here today.
My hands are all cramped
It
up.
is cold. Say hello to Emilio.
Emilio!
All right? Emilio, the Bruno brothers.
How you doing?
My dear friend. All right? So you were an original meat locker man.
Yeah, back in the day.
Right?
Baldy?
Yes.
Having a good time early in the morning.
Early in the morning?
6 a.m.
Right? How great was it?
Studios. Yeah, it was great. It was great. We had good times.
Always. Come on. How many times have you been at the Bruno Brothers, Emilio?
Yo, not only do I go there, like they would have the best gift baskets around holiday time and stuff, man. If you have anyone who's like sympathy packages, I always use them as gifts, especially for out of town.
Well, there's nothing better than like you see the Brunos, you go, oh, look at that. I want to dive into that.
Yeah. You know you're eating good.
Right. Like you dive. The thing, my all the cheeses and the meats and the olive oils, that's like candy for adults.
Is that right?
Yeah. They got great crackers.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's a comfort zone, bro.
Yeah.
A little provolone. A little,
watching the game, whacking up a little super side.
Brucey cheese spread. Come on.
Yeah, Brucey cheese spread's my favorite.
Come on,
man. Cheese because it's hot.
Yeah.
The spread, I do it with pretzels.
Oh,
yeah, just
my
sit there and dip the
my
pretzels in it.
Massimo loves the port wine.
Yeah.
You remember when he was little?
100%. He would come in and eat a whole container.
Yes.
He would eat a whole container, man. God bless him.
All right. Now, here's the man joining us, the one, the only, Baldy.
Where's he at?
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldy. Oh, he likes meats and football. Oh, Baldy. There he is. Happy Thanksgiving, my brother.
Happy Thanksgiving, cuz. All the best to you and the gang, everybody there today.
Your man Emilio's here from the Bruno Brothers.
What's going on, Baldy?
I see him. I was a long ways away from Philadelphia yesterday, where I could have gone over there, but it was a great day all the way around for me and my family.
Oh, nice.
So where were you?
I'm down in Florida, and I got a bunch of friends and nephews and stuff down here right now.
I know your nephew's in Lauderdale, right?
I'm in Lauderdale.
Yeah.
I'll be out in the ocean here today. It's a super calm day. So I'll be out there diving pretty soon, but I've just been breaking down these games. But I had to work yesterday for the first two games. I had to do the post game after the Chicago-Detroit fiasco, and then the Dallas and the Giant game, which was awful. So I had to do all that. So I had a compressed period of time, like from literally, say, 9 o'clock till 1 o'clock to really enjoy my Thanksgiving.
Hey, we were talking about it here. What's your go-to Thanksgiving? What was your meal? What was on your table?
So when I walked in, I had drinks coming from everywhere, which was good. I needed to kind of get all that bad football out of my head. So I started cocktailing, but then they had a plate all ready for me. It was the best ham. It was a fried turkey. It was stuffing, cranberry. It took me a half hour to eat the plate, and then the desserts just started lining up. But the dessert bar, the apple pie, the pumpkin pie, the pecan pie, the chocolate chip cookies. Oh, yeah. I spared nothing. I compressed an entire 12-hour day into 4 hours.
That's impressive, man. You remind me, like the day yesterday was great because John Madden was omnipresent, right? Like it was the Madden, talk about a happy place, the turkey legs and all, and always reminded me of Madden, like in that sense. Yeah. You're the modern day Madden, Baldy.
You know what's funny about that is I'm working on a training camp tour this year with a Madden bus. Like a bus, and just busing from camp to camp, and just like doing everything from. Okay,
can we be on the bus? Can I do the show from the bus?
Absolutely, no question about it. We're going to be looking up Wi-Fi, TVs, game film, off-season trips, traveling. We're going to hit every diner. No, we're putting this together. I got Tito's down in Austin, Texas. They're interested. We're talking to some people. We're going to do it. We're going to do a 30-day tour.
I might have a sponsor to help out.
All right. Look, we'll literally we're going to look like a UFC fight thing. Like it's just going to be plastered with sponsors and all that.
That's awesome.
Coaches, players, family to come to the bus, like enjoy just the way they did with Madden. We're going to take this idea. We're going to make this thing happen.
I freaking love it. We'll get Emilio to send us with all the food, all the pepperoni, right?
Food's gonna be a big. The food, come on, like we're gonna sample like Madden did. We're gonna find the best barbecue, the best bread, the best hoagies. We're gonna find it in every little stop along Appalachia, the Midwest, out west in the mountains. Who knows? But we're gonna try and cover as much ground as possible.
I freaking love it. All right, to the football yesterday. What in the world was Eberflus doing, Baldy?
I mean, in real time, cuz I was cussing him out. In real time. First of all, this idea that the quarterback has to call the timeout and manage the game. The kid's 12 games into his career. Ridiculous. He just put the team on his back to get him into the game. Played unbelievable in the second half. He's got a play coming into his ear. Like, evidently he didn't like the play, so he's trying to change the play. What's Eberflus doing? You got a timeout in your pocket. You're literally right on the verge of field goal range. You're at a 60-yard thing. Like literally 32 seconds ago, okay, the right tackle gets beat. Caleb sack. All right, you're at the 40-yard line, whatever. Like honestly, right there, he's got to call a timeout. And what you do then is you bring Caleb over. You talk to Thomas Brown, the offensive coordinator. Let's get the play. Whether it's a play to get out of bounds and stop the clock, or if it's play inbounds. Okay, if it is, and the clock's ticking because you're out of timeouts, everybody rehearses.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to go 8 yards, 10 yards, and then go
That's
run
it.
your field goal unit on.
But then the worst part to me is in the post game, Eberflus is saying, well, Caleb didn't like to play. He's changed the play, so we had to go deep. Well, even if Odunze catches that ball, the game's over. Like at some point when you see the clock ticking and you see whether it's indecision or trying to get guys lined up, you got to hit it right away. Even if you get it with 26 seconds, you still have time to take a play, whether it's inbounds or not, you get your field goal team out there. It was awful.
Awful. And then the nation watched Cooper Rush, Drew Lock. I mean, Baldy, wow. What happens between Dable and McCarthy? Are they both back? Are they both gone? What are you seeing?
Well, the Giants, I don't know. The Giants are down to their third quarterback. Like, I don't know why he didn't start last week and why they started DeVito. But regardless, I mean, the guy started, literally, that was his sixth start over the last 3 years. Guy hasn't played for a reason. He doesn't see the field at all. You got a tight end wide open in the middle of the field. Everybody runs a fake double screen, tight end down the seam. Everybody's got that play in their playbook. Like, pull the trigger and make the throw. Like, they didn't cover the tight end. Like, that's the throw. It was one after another. Like, this Giant collapse it's epic. And they've had a lot of bad coaches there. But it's just an epic collapse. The right tackle was the 7th pick in the draft. The 7th pick, Evan Neal, he couldn't stay on his feet. Like, the drafts are terrible. The quarterback play is terrible. They gave Daniel Jones away. Like, it's just the decision-making. Saquon, look, God bless us. Like, he has a chance to win the player of the year. And to see all this play out and then to see them play yesterday like they did, like, why would you bring that organization back right now? Why? What have you seen? You think this is going to turn around if they go get, some elite quarterback right now?
I'm with you. And then Cowboys, I don't know. I mean, I look at that. McCarthy has that rep that follows him, and Jerry gives him another vote of confidence. I don't know. I've been unimpressed. I know Dak's out and all, and they have some personnel issues.
Look, I like Mike. He's a Pittsburgh guy, and I know his story good. We're friends. But, he won a Super Bowl, when literally from top to bottom, at the receiver position, they were so loaded. You got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. You got literally 6 deep at wide receiver. And for them not to win a Super Bowl and only win one was kind of unbelievable. I don't know. Like, it looks like it's kind of they have to make a change. I just think, like, to stay status quo right now. I know they got backups all over the place playing, and the roster isn't very talented. But still, at some point, what do you want to do going forward? It's been a drought since 1996. That's a long drought.
So last night was interesting because Packers, man, they're starting to play really, really well, right? They're starting to round back. Love again, getting hot. He looks great. Reed. I'm a big Matt LaFleur fan. I just think he's a terrific coach. Great play call. Where do you see it? And their defense played well last night. I always thought they were a little suspect, but I thought they played well last night.
Well, they played Detroit on Thursday. That's going to be, if they find a way to beat Detroit and stop this 10-game win streak, they're a game behind. So they're right there. LaFleur's a great coach. You think about this.
Yes.
Guys. I'm down in Brazil for the game, and we see Jordan Love go down. And, 2 plays with the game on. The game's over. He goes down. Malik Willis. They just had traded for him literally a week before. He comes in there. Now, Malik Willis had not played well in Tennessee. He didn't look like he could play in his league. The guy goes out there and wins the next 2 games and played great. And then he made a big decision last year after they whipped the Cowboys and they lose in the playoffs to the 49ers. Like, he fires off his defensive coordinator, Joe Barry, and brought this Jeff Hafley in. They've got 23 takeaways right now. They're at the top of the leaderboard. They're taking the ball away. They're playing 2 rookies at safety. They changed the whole defense. They kept Miami out of the end zone for the most part. Tua played all right. Kept them out of the end zone. Stopped them on fourth downs when they had a chance to get in the end zone. Like, literally, LaFleur is so impressive. Everything about it. Game day management, building a team, going to get Josh, the front office going to get Josh Jacobs. Like, everything they've done. And they don't have a first-round pick in the offensive line. Like, those kids, Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker, these guys, they're like 5th and 6th round picks playing tackle for them. Like, they spend their first-round picks on other positions, but still, it's an impressive team to watch and to see how they play together.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. So we got the showdown in Baltimore. You're in Baltimore Sunday?
No, I'm in Minnesota.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
in Minnesota, Arizona, Minnesota on Sunday.
Which is another really good game.
It's a good game. In fact, there's only in this whole week, counting yesterday's games, cuz there's only 3 games that have 2 teams with winning records playing. Obviously, Baltimore and Philadelphia, Arizona and Minnesota. There's only 3 games this whole week that has teams with winning records playing against each other.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah. That's crazy. All right, so matchup. This is going to be an epic one. I mean, Birds, Ravens, right? They're both coming back from SoFi, right? It's, Lamar. They haven't seen anybody like him. Saquon against a really good run defense. How do you see this thing?
Well, you think about it. Like, Baltimore went out to play the Chargers, who had been playing great, and they were ranked number 1 defense in football in a lot of categories, but the fewest points given up. And they went out there and ran for 212 yards. So the Chargers hadn't seen that kind of an attack. Now, the Eagles are playing great defense, but that's what they're going to see this week. They're going to see a 3-pronged attack with Patrick Ricard as a move F-back, fullback, H-back, Lamar, Derrick Henry, Justice Hill. And some combination of those players, you got to defend their run game. And you got to defend Lamar with the ball in his hands, whether he's throwing it or scrambling with it. Like, you've got your hands full. So as much as we have celebrated the development of this Eagles defense with Quinion and, Cooper, and the linebacker play has been stellar. Like, this is their biggest test. And it's a good test. I'm glad you need this before you get to the playoffs. You need a team that can beat you in a couple different ways. So this is the ultimate test. How do I see it? If they slow down this rushing attack with any degree of regularity, because what happens is if Baltimore falls behind, now they fell behind 10-0 the other day, but it was early enough where they didn't have to abandon the run game. But when they fall behind in games, they take Derrick Henry off the field. They play Justice Hill. And the run game, they start throwing it, and then it's questioning, can you stop, Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman and some of these guys? These tight ends are a good challenge, Andrews and Likely. So you're going to have to defend a couple different styles of offense from the Ravens.
Yeah. All right. Flip side. All right. How do the Eagles attack? So we were just talking about this. Obviously, it looks like Roquan is trending on playing. They have a great run defense. Where the Ravens are susceptible is in the back end. You can throw on them. But now the Eagles, strength, right? Downhill run team. And can the Eagles run on the Ravens defense? Becton, Lane, right? Like, you're still going to want to run the ball. You're not going to shy away from that.
I think they can run on anybody.
Yeah,
they haven't seen an offense.
Yeah.
They haven't seen an offensive line like this.
Yeah.
They can run on anybody. Like Roquan plays, they're not the same without Roquan in there. No doubt about it. They'll have to run blitz, I think, to stop this team. Kyle Hamilton at the line of scrimmage is an X factor in the game, but I don't think that this thing can be shut down right now. I don't.
Love it. Yeah, what did I say? Yeah. What did I say earlier?
You got to keep at
Big G.
Yeah, stop us. I mean, let's go. It's what we do.
I said it to Zach, but Zach goes, well, this could be a Jalen game. I'm like, no. You don't change what you do. What makes the Eagles good is run. Jalen goes over the top to AJ, or Jalen takes the 4 or 5 yards on third down, gets the first down with his feet. Like, stay who you are. You're good.
Yeah, they're good. And so look, they run the ball a league best 57% of the time.
Wow.
Like nobody's even close. There's some teams that are close, but I mean, this is who they are.
Yeah.
And so, they have their two-pronged attack with Jalen and with Saquon, just the way the Ravens do. And so I think, whichever team can shut down the other's running game, that's what they do best. And so take their strength away. Let's see how they do it.
I'm completely with you. Hey, just a quick thing. I want to thank everybody watching us on television, on Roku and Samsung and Xfinity One platform. We continue on YouTube, so make sure you continue watching the show on YouTube. Baldy, because this whole thing is fascinating. Eagles and Lions right now, and is it as simple as, do you think, where the game is played? Is if the game's at Ford Field, obviously they're a wicked team in that dome, versus the Link, where the Eagles could get them.
Well, I do think that home field matters. I do believe that. Detroit had to go to San Francisco last year. They were up 24-7. They couldn't close the deal. I do think, and Howie knows how important home field is. When they went to a Super Bowl and won it, it all went through Philadelphia. Both teams have really big games on the horizon the final 6 weeks of the season. So obviously the Eagles this week. Detroit still is playing Minnesota and Green Bay. Still to be determined if they can, finish this thing out. So I think, tiebreak, it might come down to tiebreakers. Are one of these teams, 15-2? Are they 14-3? Where are they at? I think home field does make a big difference in this game. There's just little things. I mean, just communication, just being able to make decisions in the atmosphere that both teams could present. And who knows, maybe Minnesota finishes out and they're there. I mean, they're right there right now. And so I'm going to see them this weekend. They got a tough opponent in Arizona. They do a lot of things well, but Sam Darnold's playing great, and the defense can take the ball away and they can make things difficult for you. So I do think, I don't know if it's just as easy as home field, but I feel like that's a big help when you get to that part of the season.
Yeah, it just kind of tips. It feels like the styles would tip a little bit of the balance. So I want to end on this, Baldy, and I brought up Madden and how you reminded me of how much did he influence you? Because I see some of it, right? Like just the way you'll talk about like a turkey and the ham and we do a whole meat locker thing, and it kind of is reminiscent of Madden.
Well, John was, first of all, if Madden was coming to do your game, I remember I played in all those Thanksgiving games in Dallas, and John and Pat were always there on Friday or during the week getting ready for Thanksgiving. They were around a lot when I was in Dallas. We were a premier team, and this is before games were on all these different networks and streaming and stuff. So Madden came and it was a big deal. But then I went to work at Fox, in 1997, and we had these seminars every year. Madden ran the seminar. Like you could have, and these seminars went on for days, like 2-3 days.
Wow.
And you could have the director of officiating, Mike Pereira, up there. And Madden was challenging him. Madden was challenging our lack of attention given to Hall of Famers, the history of the game. There wasn't any part of the game where John wasn't plugged into. And when he spoke, literally, it just froze you. Like you didn't think about anything else because he had such a commanding voice, but at the same time, he was the most entertaining guy. Yeah. He could take a bad game like we saw yesterday and make it entertaining. Like and it wasn't like he understood pop culture. I remember guys telling me one time he was in an elevator in Chicago and he had a residence at the Ritz-Carlton there in Chicago because he had these spots around the country. He lived in Dakota where John Lennon lived in New York City. So he'd have these stopovers and he had places there. So if he was doing a game in Chicago and had to go to Green Bay, he'd just stay in Chicago that week. So they tell me like he gets in an elevator and the Rolling Stones are playing in Chicago and Mick Jagger is in the elevator, right? And John hated elevators. He liked to stay on the first floor. But on this one, he had to the lobby was like the 7th floor at the Ritz-Carlton. So he had to do it. But he did not know who Mick Jagger was. You know what I mean? He was that removed from pop culture. You know, and somebody had to tell him who Mick Jagger was and the Rolling Stones. But when it came to this game that we celebrate practically every day, Black Friday today, Kansas City, like nobody was more into it than John.
He must have loved you. Did you have a relationship?
He was intimidating to me. Like, I was so nervous around him. I remember one time I went up and he wasn't a big fan of Willie Roaf, right? For whatever reason. So I went up one day and I'm like, John, like, I mean, I know, like, you're not real high on Willie. Like, what is it about him that you're not a fan of? And he like he tore into me. Now, he's in the Hall of Fame. Willie Roaf's a Hall of Famer, right? But he tore into me, like getting on me about what I didn't see from Willie Roaf. And I came away there. I was like afraid to challenge him on it, to be honest with you. But he was like, he made you know what it is? He made you think through every one of your analysis, however deep or shallow it was. He made you study the game as hard as anybody, because he was gonna find the weakness in any single team. And if you weren't prepared to have that discussion with them to the very smallest detail, because that's how coaches think, into the smallest, most infinitesimal details, like he was gonna beat you in any kind of conversation.
That's fantastic.
You in conversation.
Isn't that great? And he's a ball digger. Like, he loved all the ball diggers. Like, he was.
That's so good.
Because you had such a great, like, you and your brother, like, it's just the football.
Well, I mean, I was very fortunate in 2002 because John left Fox at the end of 2001, the Brady's first Super Bowl in New Orleans. And he ended up going, obviously, to ABC. And Pat Summerall retired at the end of that Super Bowl. And then he unretired. So they put me with Pat. And we had a really good production team. So I did the 2002 season with Pat. And literally, Pat was the greatest storyteller of all time. But, I mean, I just felt like I got to know John through Pat that year. Just eating dinner on Friday nights, being on in a car going to see some team practice, whatever. Like, I heard Madden stories all year long, all week long, like every day we were around him.
Nice. Well, to me, Summerall had the best voice.
He had the best voice.
And he's
like, I remember, like,
brevity.
Yeah. Like, I was in Green Bay last weekend. So we were doing a game up in Green Bay, and Pat's like, I want to take you to this place for lunch. John loved it. I go, okay, what about it? He goes, well, this is where Vince Lombardi went to eat his chili every day. So we're in this old diner, and Vince Lombardi ate chili. And we're listening, like, you could feel the ghost of Vince Lombardi.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, those kind of stuff, Like, I felt entitled. I felt entitled that season. Like, I was getting to see all these hidden jewels in these different cities.
That's fabulous. Brother,
Baldy, before you get out of here, did you have any feats of strength activities at your Thanksgiving yesterday?
If we had what?
Feats of strength competitions.
What is that?
My man Anthony here was arm wrestling and sumo wrestling with family members during Thanksgiving.
Wait. So I got at the Thanksgiving, right? It's my two boys, right? And Anthony's squatting, 400 pounds, like close to 400 pounds. He's a freshman. You met Anthony, right? Yeah. Massimo's quarterback, right? He's ready to lift and all. I got a nephew, Joseph, senior in high school. My cousin Joey. Like, so we got them wrestling, and we did a arm wrestling, and then we had a mat, right? And we're trying to who could push them off the mat, like an Oklahoma drill, right? So we got that going. And then Anthony and Massimo have sibling rivalry, so they fight. So cousin Joey ties Anthony's hands behind his back with a belt, and Massimo and Anthony got to fight, right? When Anthony's hands tied behind his back, just Anthony used his shoulders until Massimo went for the jewels. and then the whole thing got caught.
Yeah.
So that was our Thanksgiving.
No, I didn't have any of those kind of things going on. We had probably 20 kids running around this house, playing all these different games till late in the night. There wasn't a whole lot of horseplay amongst people.
But you appreciate horseplay.
I mean, the only thing I did was I wrestled this bottle of 1942 tequila out of the hands of somebody. And I'm like, I need some of that right now.
Smart.
We were just pouring shots of tequila. So,
well, 1942, Don Julio is the greatest.
Yes.
Love
I want to
Julio
control the
on
bottle.
Thanksgiving.
I needed to control the bottle. I needed my share of that. That was the only wrestling I did last night.
I love it. But just so you would sanction horseplay on Thanksgiving among families.
Absolutely. Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No question. Yeah, no, that stuff happened all the time.
Yeah.
All the time growing up.
Yeah, it's great. See that?
He's not TikToking.
No, he's not. Now, meanwhile, Violations Greg was creating TikToks, big dance videos.
You would have loved it, Baldy.
I wasn't on any TikTok last night. It was a TikTok-free zone last night. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Baldy, we love you, buddy. Listen, enjoy your day. Guys. Safe trip to Minneapolis, okay?
Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week.
See you, brother. Baldy! How about it, right? Is he the best? He's the best.
Breakdowns are the greatest.
The greatest.
The greatest. That's the best thing on Instagram.
Yeah, the best. The absolute greatest. You are a good man. His niece, his entertainment, his mom, doing the dance, creating the TikToks, the best.
Yeah, it was our first one without my pop around. So, you had to do what you had to do to keep spirits
Come here,
up
Todd.
and have a little fun.
Yeah, you do.
All right, Emilio, I want you to meet Todd. Todd's going to step in.
Yeah.
You know each other. With the four of us.
Good to see you, man.
I forgot. Oh my God.
Billy and the
This is crazy. Do me a favor, Todd. Sit down. Me hang out for a second.
I'm here.
So,
Good to see you, man.
Wait, you know it's nuts, VG? So Todd and Emilio,
my cousin Billy.
Billy, right? His cousin. So the Bruno brothers, Emilio and Billy were the guys that ran it, right?
Attorney brother.
Right? So Todd went to school with Bill.
Not only went to school with him, he was my fraternity
Like they were buddies.
Oh, wow. Frat brothers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that? No, I forgot. I'm sitting there going, Todd did. And I go, say hello to Emilio. Meanwhile, I forgot. The four of us ate dinner together.
That's it. How you doing, man?
I forgot about my, all the connections. We were all together. I love it.
When we get old.
It's good to see you, Todd.
Good to see you guys.
In person.
Oh, man, I was driving on the Schuylkill. I was laughing about your Thanksgiving night. That's insane. That's insane.
Thank you. Yes, totally insane.
I want to see it, though.
Well,
should have TikToked it.
It was great when Cousin
Live.
Joey was tying Anthony's arms behind his back. Was hysterical. When my wife's going, wait, what? Like, what are you guys doing? You're allowing this? I go, yeah. What do you mean? And like, you can only use your shoulders. And Anthony went after him, and then Massimo right in the nuts. And then he's like, Massimo goes, that's the weak spot. It's like, yeah, every guy's got a weak spot there. You can't do that. Oh my God, Todd. How was your Thanksgiving? Where's your angel?
She's hanging. There's no way she was coming anywhere near here.
Oh, I wanted her to come inside.
Right there. She's watching the show.
We can't have her inside.
She would never come on camera. No way.
Oh, she's a star.
She wants to meet you after.
Lacrosse star. We're very proud of you.
She's acting like she can't hear.
Yeah. So, first of all, it's great to have you in person every Friday. Todd. Yeah, you should play his opening.
Yeah, we can do that. Right. I'm going to do it right now.
All right, come on. Act like a man. You can't handle the truth.
It's time for TV time.
There it is. That's right. And we have him live in person. Of course, it's Black Friday, so Todd's going to the Flyers game today.
Of course, I never miss a Black Friday game.
Yeah.
Pretty psyched.
Although I'm not Flyers Rangers, man.
Rangers.
I love it, but I'm a little concerned that the Rangers are on a 4-game skid. I don't like that.
I know, I don't like it either. The matchup, they're due kind of thing, The matchup, I'm a little concerned. We get Fedotov today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No good.
Listen, he's so mammoth and big. The only problem is going side to side.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Every save is an adventure.
Yeah.
But he's been good. He's been capable.
I feel like he gives us 2 good periods. And there's one period where he flakes out on us.
Yes. You're right. You're exactly right. So, what are you going to do with your angel? You're going to take her to the Flyers game? You're going to go eat? Are you going to hang out?
Gonna definitely eat. That's the whole talk on the way down. What are we gonna eat?
What are you
down
thinking?
This is gonna be a crab fries day.
Yes.
No doubt.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Good
Little
choice.
chickies and Pete's crab fries.
I got the chicky shirt on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, look at that.
Go, man.
Corporate man.
Yeah,
I like it. You go with a little crab fry action. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. So, what do you got for us, pal?
So what do you want to do this month? We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to do today? You want to just do like my top 12?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I deployed Todd, right? 'Cause let's face it. Today we start the holidays, right? Like, so yesterday was Thanksgiving. It was the gateway to the Christmas season. I'm sure a lot of people will decorate and all. It's Christmas and New Year's. I asked Todd, as the maven, the movie and TV maven, to come up with his top 12. I'm a big number person. So first, I'm overboard.
12 days of Christmas. I get it.
12 apostles, 12 days of Christmas.
It's
really
right?
good. Yeah.
You know, and so I told Todd 25. He's like, dude, that's going to take too long.
Yeah.
But I go overboard all the time.
I mean,
It's like if I go to Emilio's, right? I go to Emilio's, I want to eat like Spanish ham until I'm speaking Spanish.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna text a Peg now. I was like, I'll be home by 11:30.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
no. I'll see you at 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30. So 12's the number.
Yeah.
So you came up with your list of 12?
Yeah, and listen, it's very hard for me. I love so many movies, as you know, and so many different genres of movies. I have 12, but there are 2 I left off that I think may be controversial.
Okay.
So we can throw it out to the audience here. But you want me to tell you the 2 I left off before I even get into it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The 2 I left off, and I know this is going to create problems in the room. A Christmas Story.
Why?
I do not like that movie. I never liked it.
Wow.
I thought it was overrated and boring. Never liked it. And It's a Wonderful Life. Never liked it.
What?
And I don't think Jimmy Stewart.
That's a
never
tradition
liked it.
for me.
Yeah, I know. But in my top 12, now if I was going
Todd
to go
just
a little bit,
crapping all over everyone's Christmas
Oh my
tradition.
God! Like I gotta ask you. Let's take it. Listen, I think the Christmas Story is a little overrated too. Like it doesn't deserve its own 24-hour cycle.
I agree.
Right? Like
Agree.
it got its own cycle.
I agree with
like
that.
that was a little like that kid, you gotta shoot your eye out. All right, like if it's
The
on,
leg lamp.
I may watch 15 minutes lamp. All right, I get it.
Fragile.
You put the tongue to the kid puts the tongue to the fragile. Yeah.
People are quick. Eddie Wright, terrible take, Todd.
Come on.
But it's I love it. It's not in your top 12.
no, it's not.
And It's a Wonderful Life. Listen, I can't tell you the last time I watched it.
That's the point.
It's a beautiful movie.
But
I watch
that's-
it every year.
He just made my exact point. The movies that are on my list are those where they come on the TV, no matter what point they are in the movie, I get sucked in and I start watching again.
So they got to be a click and stick for you.
Click and stick.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. And obviously there's a lot on this list that you guys are going to love. But those 2 movies are not click and sticks
No
for me.
Clarence.
No.
Every angel gets its wings.
Yeah, what happened? Every time the bell rings?
Every
Is
time
that-
the bell rings, yeah.
See, now if we're going to go classics,
Okay.
what knocks that off the list for me and is in my top 12 is Miracle on 34th Street. To me, I think that is a better film. Putting Santa on trial. I mean, come on.
No, dude, listen, I would agree.
Okay.
Miracle on 34th Street greater than It's a Wonderful Life. No? No.
Yeah.
Santa, Macy's.
It's the larger message of it's a
Oh, it's a
Wonderful
beautiful
Life.
message,
Come on.
but
Beautiful.
Miracle on 34th Street is it's a sweet move.
Yeah.
Santa action.
It's a Wonderful Life. That's all I'm saying.
I'm right
Wow.
there with you.
I think I'm with Todd on this.
Yeah. Split.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, where's Emilio? Where you at? You go Wonderful Life?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah. All right.
Smart man.
Well, listen, it's one of my wife's favorite movies.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
It's easier just to keep the peace and watch it.
I will say, I'm writing down a film that if this makes his list, this whole list stinks.
All
Oh boy. Okay.
That is on
That's
his
the-
list.
I hope not.
That's the stink.
I hope not.
It's probably going to be on there based on your
pray it's
reaction.
not. All
Based
right.
on your reaction.
All right, so
and listen, I only care what Big Farts Jones thinks anyway. That's all I care about.
All right, so Miracle on
That's one
34th
of
Street
them. That's
is
one of
12.
them. Well, I didn't rank them in
Okay.
order.
All right.
Although I can as we go through a little
Yeah.
bit. So Christmas Vacation is my number one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's my number
Classic.
one.
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah. Same.
Yeah. I got to work with Doris Roberts on a movie.
Oh, wow.
And I tried desperately to like get her to talk to me about that film and her experience with it, and I couldn't get much out of her. But I loved working with her for that reason.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. But Christmas Vacation, that to me is like no matter where that is, I will watch it. Yeah. We won't go in order specifically here. Elf, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Will Ferrell.
Die Hard. Die Hard is a top Christmas movie for me.
I'm out on that.
You guys are all out on
I'm
that,
out on
everybody?
that.
Where's the buzzer? Where's the buzzer?
We might need to on that one.
Oh, you're not going to like some of these.
No, that's definitely it. You can't not put It's a Wonderful Life.
You put
And
that
put that on.
Yeah.
No, it's a catch of
I can and I did.
Yippee-ki-yay. That's right, JP.
Gremlins. Wow, you guys. Gremlins
Over
is
It's a Wonderful Life?
I'm a fan of Gremlins, but
yeah, I don't know, dude. I think I can
This-
get.
you know what this is? This is the guy. He's a music guy. He's the hipster right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, he's
He's
hipster.
got to have the bands that you don't really
This
like
comes
or
from a
know.
guy
Who's the hipster
who
Christmas
knows
list.
inside and out film TV.
Yeah.
And it's showing.
Yeah.
Your inner hipster is
I'm not
showing.
going to deny. Listen, I'm not going to deny that.
I got a chance for my movie might be on here.
Scrooged.
Bill Murray Scrooge.
I love Scrooged. No.
I mean,
what do you guys watching? What do you guys?
You need some cricket
Well,
sound.
listen, Scrooge. All right, it's better than Gremlins, for as a Christmas movie at least. At least it's around the holiday.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
All right.
you're not going to like the rest of this list. I can just tell right off the bat. We'll do. Well, listen. Okay, Home Alone's on there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on there.
Right.
I can throw up for you guys. That's one for you
Thank
guys.
Yeah, one for the common folks.
Right. What about Bad Santa?
What is that? Bad Santa. I'll go Bad Santa.
I like Bad Santa.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
All right, we got that. We got that. How about this? You're probably not going to like this one. How about Nightmare Before Christmas?
No.
No, you're out on that one.
No.
I mean, yeah.
Is it a Christmas or Halloween
You
movie?
could do
That's where I
both.
struggle.
It's Halloween.
You could do
I
both.
know you like macabre. You can't. Christmas macabre is Halloween, cuz.
Yeah, but the whole theme of it is he wants to be Christmas.
I know, but he's out. No,
He's
it's
out.
a macabre. It's macabre. You can't go Christmas macabre.
This is
Doesn't work.
I'll give it to you.
Now you need
Christmas macabre. Come on. That's called Satan. Christmas macabre.
This is why you guys bring me here. Okay, how about a comedy? I love this comedy, Christmas with the Cranks.
Yes.
Well, I gotta tell you. So
Yes. I like that.
That's a good
So
one.
good. Underrated.
I agree.
I think
It is underrated.
So good.
You know that's, I don't know if you know this, it's based on a book, John Grisham book called Skipping Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
That's what it is. It's based on
That's
that.
Tim Allen, right?
Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis.
What was the plot again? Just
I just remember they get like Botox or something.
They want to, so Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis want to like avoid the craziness of the holidays and family, and they go to book a cruise, and somehow they get roped back to coming back home because they're the one, Dan Aykroyd lives next door, and they're like the one family that it's not going to participate in the Christmas lights that the neighborhood could
Yes.
win.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a funny movie.
It is a funny movie. Yeah.
That's really good. All right, what else do we got? The Holdovers, a new addition to my list from last year.
Oh, I didn't see
I
it.
never saw it.
Great movie.
Great
Yeah,
movie.
I never saw
And it's
it.
a Christmas movie.
Right.
He's
Like
stuck there over
Christmas they at the school.
New England school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really, really good one.
Paul Giamatti, right?
Paul Giamatti. Yeah, he won the Academy Award for it. Or no, did he? No, he was nominated.
He was a runner-up. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And then I think that's 11, right? Is that 11? Yeah, that's 11. And then the 12th, you actually mentioned on the way down. I thought it would be controversial. I put The Godfather on my top 12 Christmas list.
You know, I mean, I listen.
He can't make an objective call here.
I can't make the. I can listen when Tom Hagen is walking out with the sled under his arm, and Salazzo's there, and he's like, "Listen, get in the car, Consigliere. Don't worry, you would already be killed. You'd already be dead. We're not going to kill you."
Yeah.
Like he's got and then Michael's walking. They got the Kay's got the presents. It feels Christmassy.
Yeah.
Well, it's the history of that film.
It does, but I don't consider it a Christmas.
We watch it every Christmas.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, why do you watch it every Christmas then?
Not for the
I don't know. We watch it every holiday. It's just part of
the routine over here.
Yes. It's it's wrestling, and then we have to watch
a Christmas movie.
No,
I mean, it's like Citizen Kane has a sled in it. Maybe that's a Christmas movie too.
No, but it's a great scene with Tom Hagen with the sled. Yeah, Tom got in Godfather 2. He got his son the electric car.
But the history, VG, isn't it true that the history of that film, though, is when it first made it onto television? Now it's on Thanksgiving, right? There's a marathon of it on Thanksgiving. But it was originally Christmas.
Yeah.
It was originally Christmas.
Dude, I remember Christmas, we watched it every year, my family.
Yeah.
My family watched it every year.
But you guys...
We had it recorded. We had
the VHS tapes. We would watch it.
Yeah, you guys were all in on Rocky being a Thanksgiving movie.
Yes.
But how could you then not be in on a Godfather being a Christmas movie?
Well, I mean, you did have Paulie with the bird. Right. Yeah, I mean, you want the bird? That's a sin, man, what he did to Adrian. That was terrible. He did keep the turkey, the leg. You want some bird?
He wasn't.
It really was
Total
a church. It was a Thanksgiving-esque, the whole lead up to the bicentennial on January 1st. Apollo Creed meets the Italian Stallion. Sounds like a damn monster movie. But I hear you. I love it. So, but I'm not objective like VG says.
Listen, I knew my list was going to bring a little bit of, I just had to be. I had to be honest. I had to go with my gut here. So, VG, what's the film that if it was on my list, you were out?
Love Actually.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah.
What a stinker.
No, we would have burned it. We would have burned that list.
I'm not a big rom-com guy.
Nah,
But I'll tell you, I got to go in though. Vince Vaughn, you got to love Four Christmases.
That's a good one.
When he goes and visits the different houses of different freaking divorced parents of all.
That's a funny movie. That is. Absolutely.
That's a good one.
How do you go Philadelphia and not have Trading Places?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
that's a great
Yes.
movie.
Wow, Laser.
You're right.
It's a great
You're
movie.
right, Greg.
It was on last night.
That's great, actually.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it does take place during Christmas,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Or it's another Jamie Lee Curtis.
He's in the Santa suit.
That's a good one.
The
That's a good
dirty
one.
Santa suit.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself for not adding that one.
Yeah, and that's up your alley. It's not
Totally.
It
Love that
seems
film.
like you don't like too Christmassy or
He's
too
a Grinch.
schlocky.
This guy's a Grinch.
What about the Grinch?
Yeah, what about the Grinch?
Well,
Jim Carrey Grinch.
no. Never dug it. No.
No?
No.
Oh, I love that. That was my favorite movie growing up.
You know, but it's hard for me to go from the classic animated, right, to a live action film. I'm pulled out of it when it goes live action.
But it's Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta say, your tradition is Godfather. We have a tradition in my house, me and Pagan, every Christmas Eve, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Schwarzenegger, Sinbad's greatest performance ever.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Sinbad, I like that.
yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah.
Quirky's good.
All right. For people this weekend, what do you got to watch? By the way, Gangs of London is unbelievable. You got everybody watching.
You hooked. My whole family, I got them hooked last night. Everybody loves that show.
What
Everybody.
episode are you up to?
I'm up to the 4th.
Okay.
I just rewatched the first 3 because I was with my family yesterday, and they were just hooked.
You're about to hit a killer arc. 5, 6, and 7, I was stunned.
Yeah.
I was stunned. And by the time you get to the end of the first season, I'm telling you, this is the most brutal show I've ever seen on television.
It's amazing the creativity in which they do to kill or torture people.
I mean, the bucket.
Yeah, very creative violence.
Yes.
Yes.
No, the violence is it's gore. It's unbelievable. It's straight up gore.
Oh, wait. Just wait to see where it goes. Oh, my God. What is...
I've been on a run. I went on a run the last couple of days. Yeah.
Oh,
it's great.
So,
this is a weird time for film and TV right now. These next couple of weeks, a lot of people don't like to release things. So the screens right now are filled with, Gladiator 2 and Wicked.
Dude, I you know it's amazing. And both did really well, the box office, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw Gladiator 2, and it's funny. Tam says, she's like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, and I agree with her, that the worst character was Denzel. Really? That he was, and she's right, he was Training Day. It was like he was Alonzo from Training Day. The laughter. I love Denzel. But it was like, Alonzo going to Rome. Like it was bad. And then he's like, man. And it's a shame because the character's a fascinating character, true to history. About this lawyer from Africa who actually was an emperor for a short period of time in Rome. But he was conniving and all. This one, he's fighting. It was cartoonish. And they basically, in fact, a friend of mine in LA said this, who's he's in the business. He's like, they put a trace pad over the first one, and it's the same story.
Is there a connection between the first two? I know it's like 16 years later.
Yeah.
What's the connection?
The son.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Wait. Oh, okay. So the son is the new Maximus. He's the new Gladiator.
Okay.
Hurst, you remember the princess, right? Her son is the guy who's the new Gladiator.
That's the only connection?
He's the new Maximus.
Right. Otherwise.
No, but they have the same. There's the senators are in it. Like, there's
Marcus Aurelius, his son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to give anything away.
Marcus Aurelius, his grandson. Yes. His daughter, Marcus Aurelius' daughter. Sister is his nephew.
Yeah.
Can we get like a flow chart going on the screen?
We're going to pull something
Marcus Aurelius had two children, right? A son and a daughter. The daughter had a son. That son is the new Maximus.
Speaking of flow charts, VG, I feel like I need one for Gangs of London.
Oh, yeah.
The flow chart to keep up with all the gangs and all the connections on
it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really crazy.
Elliot. That's my favorite. I love him.
You like Elliot?
I love
Elliot.
Elliot.
You like the UC?
Yeah, man.
That's it. No, the screens are filled with that kind of stuff. I thought the bro would be walking around. He's remote, but he's like him in Moana too. He hits me up with that all the time. But that's in the theaters now too.
Well, you got kids.
About Moana
you always hear about that.
Yeah, well, you got little kids. I mean, Moana was, it's.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, how many times he texted about that movie? Yeah, I'm hitting him up all the time.
Yeah, no, I know. He's a little overboard with it. I get it.
No, but there's I think there's a documentary that's coming out today, VG, that I think you're gonna like because I'm pretty excited about. It's the history of yacht rock.
On
HBO.
Yeah. I'd give that a shot.
Yeah, I figured you'd be digging that. 70s like
the history of yacht rock.
Yes.
A little gummy or two, throwing a little yacht rock.
What?
Yeah,
I'd rather you.
Doobie Brothers.
I'd rather you.
Michael McDonald.
Oh God! I'd rather you tie me up.
Christopher Cross.
Yeah.
Oh my! I'd rather you tie me up and hang me. All right, and then take my fingernails.
Well, I know you're not a music guy, but I'm used to it. Yes, Loggins and Messina. That's it.
Man. You don't do the yacht rock.
No, dude, yacht rock.
That's one challenge.
Like you got that on Ninth Street. You got yacht right. You got your yacht on Ninth Street.
We don't play that.
Seals and Croft.
Yeah, man.
Oh, cause that's horrendous. There's a documentary about that.
Big time.
Dude, there's also a very popular band that came out of the Sunset Strip, Yachtly Crew, and they all wear like the Captain Boat hats and just play yacht music.
You like that, Andrew?
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's real. Yes.
That's not real. All right. On that note, all right. Anything else you got for us?
No, we got a lot of the shows that we've talked about in the last week are the ones that people are watching, like Bad Sisters and Silo and. Sex Lives of College Girls is back. Everyone loves that show.
Do we need a second season of Bad Sisters? Like the first one seemed like it wrapped up and we're good.
It did wrap up, but I love that show.
I know.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right.
I hear what you're saying though. I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right, everybody. Listen, great stuff. Enjoy the game, Todd.
Thanks.
Let's go
win.
Flyers.
That's it.
Beast cough. Uh-oh. We got two things to take care of. The one, the only, Black Gritty, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not Football Friday without this man right here in the shadows.
My name is James. I wanted to say that Todd doesn't like Christmas. That list was the worst list Todd's ever put together. It's just embarrassing for you, Todd. I expected more. I'm a Baltimore guy myself, and I'm just thinking that you should do better. We're going back for the holidays. Get some spirit in your heart, Grinch. Okay? Now to football. Lamar Jackson has never lost to an NFC team. Well, he's one loss. He's 23-1. And the Philadelphia Eagles think they're coming down here to Baltimore to get this win. They're out of their mind. You aren't ready for the Michael Vick experience. Okay, Lamar Jackson is unstoppable.
Oh, y'all can see me? Okay, my bad. Lamar Jackson is 23-1 against NFC teams, cuz. But you know what? Do you know who he lost to?
Birds.
Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. And you know who Daniel Jones had? Saquon Barkley. So that means the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be the second NFC team to go down there to Baltimore and beat Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, okay? Go Birds! We going to get that George W. because we got Saquon, all right? If Daniel can do it, Jalen can do it. Let's roll down there and kick their teeth in, cuz. I don't know why I'm wearing purple. This is a mistake. I apologize. But Todd, that list, Todd, you got to work on that. For the holiday. You got to get some spirit in your heart, cuz.
Well, I do like.
Spirit in your heart.
I like you ripping TV Todd's list.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. That was the other guy.
The other guy. The other guy. The other guy's scary, man.
Hey, look, when you're witness protection out here, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to have it chase me down. VG already got me on a violation because I'm wearing purple. But it's going to be a great game, but I feel like they can win this game because the Ravens aren't who you think they are, just like the Lions aren't who you think they are. That game against the Bears yesterday, the refs helped them out late, too. I mean, I know the Bears imploded on themselves, but the refs really stepped in the last 2 minutes of that game and gifted the Lions a lot of help.
I mean, they did give the Bears a PI, first down at the 25-yard line.
I mean, it was going back.
Listen,
there was just too much ref involved in that situation. But like you said earlier, it gives me hope against the Lions because they do have those games. Like the game against the Texans, 5 interceptions. I'm just saying, we're rolling. Let's go down there. And again, every week it seems like we have to prove ourselves to everybody. Every single week it's like, oh, well, you didn't beat anybody. Oh, well, you beat them. And then this week it's like, well, nobody loses to the Ravens. They've lost 3 or 4 games, cuz. Let's go down there and get this George W. I think we can do it. Saquon's a difference maker.
Saquon!
Go Birds!
Black Gritty, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we have a back in the day. Back in the day.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with Rite Aid. Yeah!
Rite Aid back in the day moment. Who we got?
All righty.
Frazier.
We got a back in the day, yeah? It is T.O. doing the Ray Lewis dance.
Yes!
Nice.
I love that.
He completes it to Terrell Owens, breaks a tackle at the 5. He scores!
There it is.
He's in for the touchdown! Terrell Owens took it over the middle, broke the tackle, and took it home.
And he's doing the Ray Lewis dance in the end zone. What a play by T.O.
T.O.'s the best.
So much fun.
That was awesome. I love that, man. That was fantastic. It's our back in the day moment. All right, we end on predictions. All right, as always, Frazier, what do you got?
32-28. Birds.
32-28
The right
Birds.
bird. The right bird.
All right. JP, go over there and tell him. What do you got, JP? What are you feeling?
All right, I'm feeling myself here. A 34-28 Birds win here. And I think that offensively is going to set up like in 2021. If you guys remember that Saints game late November, everyone's like, oh, the Saints run defense. And then here comes Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard rushing for over 280 yards. So I think the Birds run game is going to be pretty good this weekend.
All right. Well, look at that. Birds. What do you got, TV Todd?
I got pretty close to JP. I got Birds 34-20.
34-20?
Yes.
They win by 2 touchdowns
Yes.
in
Wow.
Baltimore?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Emilio, what do you got? Into the mic.
You know I'm a Birds fan.
I
can
know.
never
Go ahead,
root
say
against
it.
them, man. I think Birds 34-24.
34-20.
Let's go.
34-20. All kinds of 30 burgers. What do you got, BG?
27-24 Birds.
27-24 Birds. Oh, my God.
Yeah, man.
That's unbelievable. I can't.
What do you
I have
think?
to be
What do you
honest.
think? You think-
I
you
think the
it's a
Ravens win. Yeah. 33-30.
Way to bring the show to a halt. Bring the show to a halt.
Boo this man. But I got to keep it real. I keep it honest. I end it, though. Thank you guys for a great day and have a great weekend. We love you guys. I end it with a real Go Birds. Go Birds!
Go Birds!
We all silly like the mayor.